watching Rogers TV.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Arby's Nationals Hockey here on Rogers TV as we get set for Game 3 of the Western Conference quarterfinals between the St. Thomas Stars and the London Nationals. 2-1 all is the season series coming into this game, and it is going to be a doozy. London winning Game 2 last night, but before we get to that, we're going to take a look at the story of the game tonight.
The story of the game tonight is a wake-up call as London came into their first game on Wednesday and slacked a little bit, letting St. Thomas take the win. Last night, though, they had a bit of a redemption, taking St. Thomas, the win over St. Thomas 3-2. So I think they're starting to get it, and I think they're waking up a little bit for sure from Wednesday's game. Yeah,
not the number 2 seed in this series against the number 7 seed St. Thomas Stars. London really needing to, they took St. Thomas a little too easily in Game 1. Bounced back a bit in Game 2. Not the greatest win they got. 3-2, as you can see here, the final. Get some big work there by Wood, McGowan, and Bowers picking up points on there. Great job by the defense. You can see points from, as you said, McGowan, Monroe, Arsenault, all picking up points. Lucas Chard back in the lineup as well. But the big thing I see there, other than the final, is those shots on net. 40 saves for Aiden Berry and 24 for Roberts. You can just tell the St. Thomas Stars lit up the Nationals in the shot category.
They did. That must mean Berry had a pretty good game on Friday night. So he's definitely redeemed himself from Wednesday's game.
Yeah, it's just absolutely. And looking at a couple of the big players for the London Nationals, Thomas Monroe and Owen McGowan continue to be highlights for the Nationals. All through the regular season, they were some of the best offensive players. And in the playoffs now, both 2 points over 2 games. And McGowan chipping in with that goal last night. And then Monroe, obviously, the 2 assists, 1 in Game 1, 1 in last night's game as well. So he's really been able to help. It's been really key for the Nationals defenders to get in the rush.
I would agree. A strong suit for London is they have a very offensive, defensive team, but I would say it could also come back and bite them if they don't back check properly and make sure those defenders are getting back to help protect Berry.
Absolutely. And then on the other side of the ice, we're seeing a couple big names for the St. Thomas Stars really picking up in Cooper and Alexander. Not too surprising. We knew these guys were threats all season long. Anytime they came to London to take on the Nationals, and then continued to roll throughout the playoffs here as well. Both guys 3 points over the 2 games. Cooper was especially a standout, I thought, in Game 1 on Wednesday night here. And then Roberts, another just great force, was second in team scoring over the season with 39 points, and then still chipping in again in the offense. Great work with captain.
I would agree. An interesting thing about Cooper is he played for the Nationals earlier this season, so he wants to definitely redeem himself here, I would say. Playing the Nationals in playoffs has got to be an interesting situation for him. And quite rewarding, scoring and getting some points up on the board against them.
Absolutely. Another thing with Roberts as well, with these Stars as well, is this is also a team that's still missing their leading scorer in Matthew Paris. He's been out for all 3 games so far, not in tonight's lineup as well. It's a big loss for the Stars offensively. How do you think they're going to have to bounce back without their top scorer?
I think they're going to have to keep doing what they're doing. They've been playing really well as a team, and not having your best scorer out there shows your depth to the team, which is a key element that you need in order to be successful in the playoffs and generally throughout the season as well.
Nationals had a similar trouble as well. Without Lucas Chard in Game 1, you really could see that they were missing one of their big players, especially to second-line center. Comes in back in Game 2, scores a goal, has been a real big help for the Nationals, and you know he's going to see a lot of ice time as well tonight. Looking as well, just taking a look at how the playoff format works for the overall playoffs here for the Western Conference and the GOJHL as a whole. It's really interesting. So the main conferences still work as normal. It's going to be 4. It's going to be best of 7 series. So you have the quarterfinals, semifinals, Western Conference championships, and then the winner of all 3 divisions will go to a round robin matchup. So they'll all play a home and home with each other, and then after that, the best 2 are going to play a best of 3 for the Sullivan Cup. So it's a format we've seen back in 2012, 2013. when I believe the Nationals won that title as well. So this is a format the history of the team has seen, despite none of the players seeing it. So it's going to be a little opportunity for the team to build off that. They still got to focus on what's in front of them right now, though, the St. Thomas Stars. And if they can get by that, you never know what's going to happen. Who's going to be waiting in lying in wait after that? Could be LaSalle, could be Chatham, could be Strathroy, even if they manage to knock off the Leamington Flyers. But it's going to be quite interesting as we get to the playoffs deeper and deeper. Another interesting thing as well, the Nationals, once again, it's Aiden Barry in net again. Had a great performance last night. Not great on Wednesday night. It's something we're not used to seeing. What's been key to him to bounce back between the first two games?
I would say the encouragement of his team. For sure, like a goalie, you can't do it on your own, and I would chalk it up to him probably having a lot of practice. I mean, St. Thomas, they had so many shots on him in Friday's night's game, so I feel like that gave him the confidence that he needs to be a good goaltender. And maybe on Wednesday night, he didn't necessarily have that, the nerves and everything like that. Can definitely affect a performance. If you're not mentally in it, you can't be physically in it. So I think there might have been more preparation and just kind of a regrouping, which is a really strong quality to have, especially in a goaltender.
And then on the other end, Tyler Roberts has been fantastic, especially when he has to come in as no Owen Wilmore, who's still out with injury. He's been just phenomenal. His numbers throughout the regular season weren't as impressive as he'd probably like them to be, but he looks like a completely different goalie here in the postseason.
Yeah, I would agree. Playoffs change people. Everyone picks up their game. It's the best of the best. You've been waiting for this all season, so anything can happen in the playoffs, which is why it's awesome hockey to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, another thing that could be interesting going forward as well, you had Game 2 last night, Game 3 tonight, Game 4 tomorrow night in St. Thomas. Could fatigue become a bit of a factor as we get farther into the series?
I think so, but again, the depth of the team and your conditioning and all of the things, it's what you train for. So it's really going to show the best of the best, who's going to be able to push through in that third period of that final game to see who's going to be victorious.
One more note for the Nationals as well tonight. No Dave Mastos behind the bench. He is out with a illness. We do not know exactly what he's out with per se, but he will not be on the bench for the London Nationals. So it's going to be it's going to be relying a lot on the assistant coaching staff to really pick up their game, as they'll be relied on a lot to help lead this team as we get ready here. And once again, you can just see down at ice level, you see all the players with the bleach blonde hair. The player I always like to point out to is Beaupre. He's got the best flow on the team already, and then just the blonde makes it look even better.
Yeah,
it's a unique look. I don't think I could do the full bleach blonde, but it's always a fun look for the players. A great team building exercise at the end. And with that, we're going to send it down to ice level for our opening ceremonies and the national anthem.
Tyler Roberts. Please note, also in the lineup for St. Thomas, wearing number 12, Georgia Heroes. And a backup goaltender, number 30, Wyatt Slumcheck. And now, fans, the starting lineup for your London Nationals. On defense, number 6, Owen McGowan. On defense, number 7, fans, prior to tonight's game, the London Nationals wish to acknowledge the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lenapehouk, and Attawandaron peoples, whose traditional lands we are gathered upon this evening. Fans, if I can direct your attention to the red carpet At this time, the London Nationals organization would like to recognize our 2001 born players and our billet families. First, please welcome to the carpet team owner and president Paul Duarte and his wife Shelley, our game day coordinator. First, we would like to recognize the billet families that are so important to the team as they provide a home away from home for some of our Nationals players. First, I'd like to call number 9, Ryan Nichols, and number 20, Brayden Santapi, to the red carpet. Brayden was welcomed into the home of Michelle Pace, and Ryan was welcomed into the home of Paul and Shelley Duarte. Our thanks to both families.
Number 10, Tina, different goal, she's 30, no, 30, gray hair. Like, last time I was in Frank and I opened, like, absolutely Frank started touching me anymore.
Let's hear it again for our billet families. And fans, if any of you are interested in hosting players for the upcoming seasons, please contact the London Nationals with your interest. We're always looking for great families to host our London Nationals players. And now we would like to recognize our 2001 born players. First, assistant captain, number 7, Noah Arsenault. Noah played in the OJHL before joining the Cambridge Redhawks of the GOJHL. He landed in London for the COVID-shortened 2019-2020 season. Noah is joined on the carpet by his mother, Carla.
I know, right? So what did you do last year? So I came receiving the third comment. Last comment? I mean, the last.
Fans, next we would like to recognize number 10, Deacon Holmes. Deacon is not in attendance this evening, but the Nationals would still like to recognize his accomplishments. He played in the OJHL and then joined the Nationals prior to the 2021-2022 season. That's number 10, Deacon Holmes. Next is number 17, Daniel Torrealba. Daniel played in the OJHL before joining the Nationals prior to the 2021 and 2022 season. He's met on the carpet by his father, Jose. And now, fans, I'd like to call your captain, number 19, Jeff Burridge. Jeff briefly played for the Nationals in the 2017 season before joining the OJHL. Then took his talents to the Halifax Mooseheads of the QMJHL before coming back home to London for the 2021-2022 season. Jeff is joined on the red carpet by his mother Lori and grandmother Sylvia Cole. And now, fans, we'd like to call number 23, Sam Vandersall. Sam previously played for the Thurl Blackhawks of the GOJHL before joining London prior to the 2021 and 2022 season. Sam is joined on the red carpet by his mother, Nancy. And now fans going to go number 24, Nicholas Mowbray. Nicholas played in the OJHL for a few years before joining the London Nationals prior to the 2021 and 2022 season. Nicholas is joined on the red carpet by his mother, Leanne. And now we'd like to call number 4, Thomas Monroe. Thomas played for St. Andrews College and in the OJHL before joining the Nationals prior to this season. Unfortunately, Thomas' parents are not able to be here this evening, but Shelley will give him a big hug on behalf of the London Nationals.
That's from Toronto, isn't it? Yeah, it's in Aurora. They all went kilts and shit on their graduation.
And lastly, the London Nationals would like to recognize the following St. Thomas Stars players. Number 1, Tyler Roberts. And number 13, Tristan Roberts. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's hear it for our billet families and for all 2001 players that are currently on the ice. Congratulations to all of the 2001 players on fantastic GOJHL careers, and we wish you nothing but the best as you move forward in your lives and in your hockey careers. Fans, will you now please stand if you are able, remove your hats, and join Tony Nuther in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, through patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for
And after another, as always, great opening ceremonies, we take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Paul Salvador Masonry. As for the Stars, it is creating chaos.
The Stars have created some chaos for London in the previous games, and they've gotten to them for sure on Wednesday, but I think London adapted to it and they got used to it. St. Thomas knows how to play. Unfortunately, sometimes being the underdog in the seeding chart, sometimes you have to play a little bit more physical, and on Wednesday it was evident that they got under their skin. For London, it's the shooting lanes today. We find that they're getting a little bit too fancy with the puck, and they're looking for those pretty goals. But sometimes the best goals are ugly, so as long as you get the puck to the net, it's a win.
That's what the Nationals are really going to have to focus on here as we get the opening face-off won by the Nationals. Cross-ice pass from Arsenault, just misses Riley, misses Wood, and the Stars will break out the other way. Picked up now by the Nationals. McGowan, bang pass off to Wood. It's stolen by Bonk, and now the Stars will pick it up. They'll try to set up and break out of their own zone. Hit play by Cooper, goes all the way down to the far corner. Amaral can't get a stick on it, but it'll be picked up by Burge. Nationals get the puck into Stars territory, but can't get by. Alexander, lead pass for Roberts. Roberts all alone. He's going to come one-on-one. Shoots and scores! And just like that, Tristan Roberts opens the scoring.
That was crazy. That's a great start to the game for St. Thomas. Not even 45 seconds in, and they already have a goal.
Yeah, it just great pass there. Beautiful read of the ice. You just see Roberts just sitting all alone on the Nationals blue line, cuts in, and then all alone. Great move, makes a Barry just bite on it, and then buries it right in the middle of the net. And that's a perfect start for the Stars here as they can get right back under the Nationals' skin to start the game. And shades of Wednesday night, Stars open the scoring and take a 1-0 lead.
That's not what London wants. On Wednesday night, their key to the game was to get a goal in the first period, and they did that on Friday night. But tonight, it's looking like the home ice advantage is not so much of an advantage for London tonight.
Nationals will pick up the puck behind their own net. Lucas Chard in there. Forced off the puck by Alexander. Cross ice pass and across the blue line come the Stars. Led by Jackson Phillips. Throws that in the middle of the ice. No one there to pick it up. Nationals will corral it and bring it back the other way. Over to Monroe. Monroe across the blue line. He puts it on net. Bouncing puck. Torrealba can't get a stick on it. Back up front again. Loose puck. Torrealba will pick it up. Collects it, throws it right in the shot. Another tight shot, and great chance by the Nationals to get something early, but great save by Roberts nonetheless. Stops Bowers from getting the Nationals on the board.
Bowers was quick to that puck, and that's exactly what they need to catch Roberts off guard. He can't stop everything, so they just got to keep pushing those pucks on net.
Getting outshot by the Stars in Game 2. They're really going to have to put pucks on net tonight and try to get something going, especially now that they're starting down 1-0. Beaupre, he can't get a stick on it. The Stars will bring it back. Across the blue line comes Mazza. He'll lose the puck, stolen right back by the Nationals. Balfour behind the net. That bring a little bit of physical play there as the Nationals will just bring it out. Valentine. They'll just take that puck and throw right back in. He's back in the lineup. He wasn't in the lineup for the Stars in Game 2. Banked off the boards. Valentine will pick it up again and throw it into the far corner. McGowan will collect and set up for the Nationals. Across the blue line, walks in, just takes a slap shot from outside the Stars zone. That's to make Roberts make the save. Stars regrouping. Nice pressure by the Nationals. They try to get the puck right back, but can't do anything with it. Behind the net, Bonk, he gets hit. Stolen by French. Back out front again. Tries to get the pass, but that gets picked off. French again. Collects the puck down low. Tries to move it out front. Gets picked off his stick by Bonk. Thrown out front. That one can't find a stick. Stars will try to clear their zone and will. Jaden French, he'll throw it back up to Noah Arsenault. French now with a name on his jersey. Most likely we'll see a bit more of him throughout the playoffs. Vanderzon walks in, he takes a shot. Rebound falls between his legs. Roberts is down and he looks like he could be hurt.
That's not good when the backup goalie's down. If Roberts isn't okay, they're gonna have to sub in number 30.
Wyatt Slochis. As we're still going to, the trainers come out Taking a look at the helmet here, see what's going on with Roberts. Take a look at what happened on that last play. As Vanderzon comes in, takes a shot, catches Roberts up high, and then he just goes right down as looks like it may have caught him in just a sensitive area there.
Looks like it might have hit a bit under his neck. Maybe he just got him winded a little bit, it looks like.
Still getting addressed by the trainers, trying to figure out what's going on. No movement from the Stars bench as of yet. Roberts back to his feet. Looks like he will be okay, stay in the game. Take a look over at Slochis again. We'll have to set up here. 4-1 are your shots in favor of the Nationals. So they are getting pucks on net early. Just the opportunistic play by the Stars is the reason we have that 1-0 lead so far for the Stars. So Barrie actually hasn't even seen any prolonged effort in his own zone. Nationals control the majority of the puck, or it's been just back and forth in the neutral zone. A little bit cleaner play by the Nationals to start the game, and they can just hope they can transfer that into some offense here. Face off one cleanly. Heggie takes a shot. That one just goes wide. Over onto the far side. Maddox Amaral will try to bring it out. Over Alexander. Alexander just picks it up and just throws it hard into the far corner. Amaral behind the net again to Roberts. Roberts throws it right out front. Can't quite hit Cooper. Another shot to the blue line. Blocked by Burridge. Burridge slow to get up, but he's back on his feet. Wood, nice play to bat that out of the air. Back to the blue line. Heggie tips it down to Wood. Wood, backhand shot. That hits a body out front. Julian trying to get the puck right back, but he can't. Leered out into Nationals territory. Amaral muscled off the puck. Finds it again, walks in. Roberts takes a shot. Barrie has to make the sliding save. Torrealba down the left wing side. Throws it in a slot. Julian was already backing off, thinking he was going for a change. Here comes Amaral again. Takes that shot, goes off a stick, and out of play into the netting as he gets caught up with Jacob Julian right at the top of the circles.
Maddox Amaral is coming out strong tonight. He's a force to be reckoned with on the St. Thomas Stars, I would say. And the last time on Wednesday, he scored 2 of their goals for them, which was great.
Face off to the left-hand side of Barrie. Scrummed, but it will go to the Nationals. They'll bring it out over the blue line. Chard walks in, takes that shot. That one just goes wide. Picked up again by Bowers. Bringing it again to Bowers, takes that shot. That one just goes wide. Get at the blue line, thrown into the corner. Back up to the hash marks. Bowers gets the block, tries to throw it right into the middle. Picked off by the Stars. They'll get it into neutral ice. Pace Roth will give it right back to Torrealba. Now onto the stick of Monroe. Monroe getting pressured hard in the corner. Tries to get it out. Stolen again by the Stars. Chard in there for support. Gets it to the blue line of Bowers. Bowers bats it out. Almost a glove pass there as that ended up going right back onto the stick of Torrealba. Behind the net, Nationals trying to cause a little more chaos here as Chard gets in on the action. Outlet pass as the Stars bring it across the blue line. Puck comes in by Sneeden. Behind the net. On a foul for the puck, back to the blue line. Just misses that as Catrice. Bit of a foot race here. In comes the Nationals walking in. Nice shot off the post. Sanovi almost catches Roberts. Just puts it off as the Stars bring it back the other way. Stolen back by the Nationals. Trying to make a move there is Nichols. Nichols loses the puck. Sanovi's right there, but it gets cleared out. McGowan over to Arsenault. Arsenault, he'll just dump that into the far corner. And Sanovi goes off for a change. Beaupre's in there trying to collect the puck. Nichols will. Gets pinned against the wall by Bonk. Throw around to the far side. Arsenault sends it down into the corner. Cleared back out now by Catrice. Arsenault gets hit from behind by Mazza, but he managed to stay on his feet. Oliver Bonk brings it up to the red line and just dumps it in. Bit of jump and chase here for the Stars. Over to French. French tries to get over to McGowan, but it goes off his skate as in comes Watson off the bench. Watson loses control of the puck, picked up by Kidder. Behind the net again, Arsenault will collect it for the Nationals and try to move it out. Pass intercepted on the way to French. Sent back down low again. Right out front, bouncing puck. End up back at the blue line. Stars continue to just try to move the puck behind the net. The Nationals can't really get any control to move it out. McGowan moves into the offensive zone. One-on-one with Alexander. He gets pinned against the boards. They'll be brought out now by Joseph. Stolen back by the Nationals. French along the boards. Sends it to the blue line. Shot from Burge. That finds its way to the net. But it'll be held onto by Roberts.
Sanofi and his speed on that last play. Completely outskating that defenseman. And that's what this game is going to come down to. You know, we saw the London Nationals come out a bit slow to start, but I think that play with Sanofi picked up their speed and they're ready to go.
Face off to the left-hand side of Roberts. Won cleanly by Tyler Roberts as these Stars will break it out. One-on-one chance again. A home run pass that goes off Haggy. And then Monroe. Now to Julian. Julian to Wood. Wood tries to get it back to Julian. Nice defensive play by Ballantine to deny that pass. Cooper picks it up for the Stars. Over to Amaral. Pinned against the board by Haggy. Now Burridge. Backhands it into the Stars territory, but can't do anything else with it. 11:33 left here in the first period. 5 3-yard shots in favor of the Nationals, but still 1-0 for the Stars. Nationals starting to collide with each other there as Wood and Burridge run into each other. Long pass from Bonk, can't find its target. Collected along the half wall. Stolen by Julian. Julian fights off a hit and carries with the puck. Over to Monroe. Monroe over to Toriano. Toriano takes the shot. That one just goes wide. Roberts almost overskated it. Picked up by Watson. Watson, nice lead pass. Sends the Stars the other way as Phillips comes into the offensive zone. Behind the net to Sned. Back out the other way come the Nationals. Across the blue line is Bowers. Bowers gets muscled off the puck. Gets a bit of help there from Chard. Chard gets forced off the pucks. Still, bodies falling all over the place. 3-on-2 now developing for the Stars. Back out front, loose puck. Barry can't find it. Still loose. Behind the net now comes out. Alexander on the half wall. He takes a shot. That hits a leg and goes wide. Back behind the net again. Picked up by Snedden. Back out front. And thrown into the corner again. Picked up now by Torrealba. Torrealba tries to make a little too many moves. Ends up running into his own defender. Now Lucas Chart. He'll carry it down across the blue line and just dumps it in. Puck will come out now. Here come the Stars the other way. Full head of steam down the left wing side. Cooper, he takes a shot. Nice save by Barry.
We're seeing teams put everything out on the line tonight. We've seen shots blocked. They're sacrificing everything tonight. You can tell both teams really want to win, especially Ballantine here putting his body in front of Wood to block the shot and protecting Roberts is just absolutely phenomenal. So I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of that tonight. We can tell the game is picking up a little bit on aggression. We've seen a few cross checks. It's a typical playoff play.
Face-off won by the Nationals, but the Stars will pick it up. Back down in the corner. Haggy will try to get a hold of it, gets a bit of help. Now to Beaupre. Beaupre can't quite hold on to it. The ball team will just throw it back down in the corner. Lead pass for Beaupre. Over to Nichols. Across the blue line. Over to Nichols again, just out of his reach. Stars going to try to come back the other way. Big hit by Sanovi. And they just go offside as we had a bit of a yard sale right at the blue line off that hit from Sanovi.
Yeah, like we said, the game's picking up, the aggression's picking up. You can tell St. Thomas is getting a bit under London's skin, and they're not having it. We don't typically see London play that much of a physical game. They don't initiate it, at least. And St. Thomas, you can see they're sticking them and hitting them, and they're not having it. They're standing up for themselves tonight.
Face-off won by the Nationals, sent back to Curtis Heggie. Now to Noah Arsenault, seeing the Nationals switch up as defensive pairings a bit early. Only going 5D and 13 forwards tonight, so we're going to see that Billender come out a lot on the back end. French overskates it, leaves it for Vanderzon. Back out front, bouncing puck, overskates it. Vanderzon can't get a stick on it. Stars will bring it back the other way with numbers. Cross the blue line, nice defensive play to Heggie to stop the puck up. Still caught up at the half wall, now will come out. Led by Jaden French. Brings it behind the net. Tries to stop up and put it out front. Goes off a leg, he'll find it again. Waits, now throws a backhand pass, no one there. As Catrice will just take it and just casually throw it down the ice as the Stars go for a change. Lead pass for Vanderzon, he'll just tip it in as he goes off, as the Nationals do a change as well. Wood, the only man out there for the Nationals, being aggressive. Just under 8 minutes left here in the first. Long pass, that one misses everybody and goes for icing.
We're seeing the Nationals top line out here tonight.
And our first period of action is always brought to you by J&F Concrete and Ready Mix. So the Nationals, once again, they're trying to get those stretch passes a lot. We're seeing that from both ways, actually. It's always just getting stopped right at the blue line as Thomas Monroe picks up the puck, takes the shot, ends up right in the breadbasket of Tyler Roberts once again, and he makes his 6th save in the net.
Their passes they're hitting a lot more sticks with their passes. Once they got in the hang of it, we saw a few loose pucks in the earlier of the first period, but now I feel like they're getting used to each other, they're adapting, and they're playing well as a team.
Play goes all the way down to the Nationals territory. Sent over to Monroe. Monroe out there with Pace Rock. Lead pass, fans on it, stolen right back. Amaral, he'll just throw it. Tries to throw it behind the net to Roberts, but it was stolen back by the Nationals. Over to Wood. Wood gets a hack at him, and it will fall off his stick. As now will be brought up by Cooper. Cooper across the blue line. Tries to throw a pass over Amaral, a bit too high for him. Ends up for a battle for the puck along the wall. Roberts will pick it up and throw it behind the Nationals net. Penalty coming here to the Nationals. So it'll be Jeff Burridge heading to the box. 2 minutes for roughing, it looks like. So the Stars getting their first power play of the night.
Captain sticking up for his team. St. Thomas started it, to be fair, but it didn't quite go to the extent of a penalty, and maybe that's what Burridge needs. The penalty kill is going to be good. Looks like we have Beaupre out there.
Beaupre out there with Lucas Chard, with Arsenault and McGowan on the back end.
Beaupre does a really good job on the penalty kill. You can tell he's a very forceful player. He sticks to the puck, and he puts that pressure on them.
Absolutely. Nationals, the St. Thomas Stars 1 for 9 on the power play throughout the series so far. Not much going for them on the power play, but you keep giving them enough chances, they're going to score. And they would love to extend their lead here. Just almost 3/4 of the way through the first. Back to the blue line. Kubin. Another shot from Bonk. That hits the body and goes into the corner. Back to blue line. Bonk again. Waiting for that shooting lane. Throws it down into the corner. Snedden. Kubin trying to get a hold of it. Bouncing puck. Ends up on McGowan's stick. He tries to clear the zone. Gets to the blue line, but Bonk keeps it in. Against net, behind the net, tries to throw it right out front, bouncing puck again, stolen by the Stars. McGowan's in there trying to get a hold of it. He'll finally come away with it, trying to move it out of the zone, and will. Bit of a mix-up in front of Barry. As both teams are going to go for changes and bring out second units. 42 seconds remaining in the power play. Here come the Stars. Down the right way, left wing side. Ends up in the feet of the Stars player as it goes behind the net again. Into the corner, now gets cleared down the ice again. Alexander will pick it up as he'll try to set up one more time. Down the left wing side, cross the red line and dumps it in. Ballantine at the point. Throws it behind the net. Picked up by Roberts. Roberts trying to get a hold of it. A lot of sticks going at him. As Sandovi puts a little too far ahead of Nichols. Nichols, good hustle, gets on right on top of it. Going to just pin the puck against the boards, wait for some support. Sandovi in there, he'll come away with it. Drops it for Burge, back to 5-on-5 hockey. Burge takes that shot, that one just goes wide, bouncing puck just out front. Roberts can't get a stick on it to put it in. That ended up right behind Roberts, he could not reach it. And it will go for icing down the other way. So the Stars will have to stay on the ice as the Nationals get some fresh legs out there.
What a play that was. That hit too, oh my gosh. And that save by Roberts, you knew he couldn't tell where the puck was, but he was able to find it. And I think the Nationals are getting at him, they're breaking him down, they're finding his weak spots, and that's exactly what they need to do.
Another shot from Burge right at the top of the circle. Roberts gets a hold of that one. Burge again, he'll put another shot on net right to the chest of Roberts again.
The London Nationals are doing everything right. They're getting shots on net, and that's exactly what they need to do. If it's not pretty, it doesn't matter. So I think they've learned their lesson from previous games that they've played with St. Thomas's. It doesn't matter. Don't try to stick handle and dangle around everybody. As long as you get the puck to the net, the outcome will be good.
They just need to get bodies out there as well. That's going to be the key for the Nationals to try to get something going here. Puck will be brought out across the blue line. At the length of the ice again. Now this one will go offside. We'll have a face-off just outside of Nationals territory. Seen a lot more physicality from a few Nationals so far in this game. Most notably, I'm seeing a lot out of Braden Sandovi. Normally just one of the speedsters on the team. Seen a couple big hits from him already tonight. Not used to seeing that, but playoffs happen and a lot of people step into a lot of different roles and just fill where you're needed.
That's what makes playoff hockey so much fun to watch, and it definitely gets your team pumped up when you make a good hit. And it increases the morale, especially after being down a goal in the first period. That's what your team needs. You got to build the spirits, and that builds the morale, and you'll be more successful at the end of the day.
Puck goes all the way down into Nationals territory for icing as Medeiros tried to get the pass off to Roberts, but just out of his reach. It will come all the way back down again. Both captains stay on the ice for their respective teams. Jeff Burge has quite a few shots already tonight. Nothing to show for it as of yet, but expect to see the puck on his stick a few more times throughout the game. Jacob Julien can't win the faceoff, is won by Roberts. Behind the net as Catrice tries to bank it out. Puck will come out. Roberts almost overskates it, comes back and then sends back to his D. Over to Barr. Back to Roberts. Roberts across the blue line. He gets hit down hard. We're going to see another penalty coming to the Nationals as Owen McGowan a little too aggressive and is going to get called for cross-checking. He doesn't seem too happy with it, but the Stars will take it as they will get their second power play of the night. Over one, but more chances are always welcome for any.
They're going to have to stay disciplined for the rest of the game. You don't want to play the whole game on a penalty kill, that's for sure. So just moving forward, I think they learned their lesson. This is their second penalty. Just stay more disciplined because refs are going to call it tonight.
Face off to the left-hand side of Aiden Barry. Won by the Stars. We'll go back to Bonk as they set up. Sent down low, Samuel. Samuel's pass gets blocked by Arsenault. Back to the blue line to Cooper. Now to Bonk. Bonk, wait, puts a shot on net. That hits a body out front.
Cross-checking.
Trying to clear the zone, gets through the blue line, but great work by Cooper, keeps it in. Now to Cooper again, he'll bring it down low, takes the shot, bouncing puck out front. Back to the blue line, Bonk holds the line. Stars D doing a great job of keeping it in the offensive zone. Here comes Burridge. Burridge 2-on-1 with Chard. Over to Chard, Lucas Chard in, shoots, and scores! Lucas Chard ties it up at 1 with a short-handed goal.
We saw a lot there on that play. On a penalty kill to score a goal is absolutely phenomenal. You know, you saw that teamwork from Bird to Chard, and it worked out well for them, and they're passing on their sticks in the play. I was surprised. I thought Bird was going to go down with full speed, but he held up and he waited for his teammate to catch up, and it ended up working out for them at the end of the day.
Fantastic vision and patience by Jeff Burridge. As he gets in, he sees he's got one man to beat, but he just glances back and sees Lucas Chard coming in, just waits out the D, gets the pass over, beautiful saucer pass, and then Chard makes no mistake and gets the Nationals back in this hockey game with just under 3 minutes left in the first period.
That's where they've had a lot of success too, passing across the net in front of Roberts. He's not too good with that. They've scored a few goals previously on him like that, so I think they've learned their tactics and they're learning Roberts as a goalie and finding his weak spots.
Back over to Ballantine. Still 39 seconds left here in the power play. Ballantine down low, puts it out front. Barry has to make the save. Now the Stars come in quickly as Hubin almost gets a stick on it out front.
Barry's been playing well so far. He's been covering the pucks in front of the net. Aside from that first shot, the other shots that he's gotten on net, he's been on the ball with it. And I think that second shot is where you could see his confidence just go up.
Key thing for all goalies is just the more pucks you see, a lot of them love that more the more rubber you see coming towards you, the more confident you feel. As Nationals will clear the puck again. Jeff Burridge is the first man down there. He'll pick it up. Waits, puts it out front again. Just about misses Jacob Julian. Julian will pick it up and send it right back over to Thomas Monroe as the Nationals are just going to kill more of this power play. Long pass over to Julian. Julian picks it up just across the Stars' blue line. Leaves it for Burridge. Burridge will just cycle back, holds onto the puck still. Gives it back to the Nationals D as they are going to kill off another power play. Back to 5-on-5 action. Nationals going to come right back with the top line. He's already had Burridge and Julian out there. So Wood joins them on out the fray. Back to the blue line, stolen by Bonk. Bonk dishes to Roberts. Roberts behind the net, just out of reach of Mazza. It's stolen by the Nationals. Over to Wood. Wood across the blue line. Gets a bit of help there from Pace Rock. Back behind the net again. Wood throws it to the blue line. Picked up by Monroe. Monroe waits. A little too much then. Stolen by Emerald. Emerald down the right wing side. Nobody with him. He takes a shot. That one goes off the stick of Burridge and out of play.
I think we noticed about Emerald is he picks up his speed very quickly. The defense have to be cautious of that when they're playing against him, and I find that they maybe know who he is now, so when he's on the ice, they kind of tend to hold back a little bit and not play as offensively as they normally would.
Max Emerald, the main reason why the Stars picked up the win in Game 1, having 2 goals in that contest. So it was a big factor for them. We'll have to keep an eye on him throughout the rest of the series as well. Back down low, Sanofi tries to put it right out front. That one just goes between the leg of Nichols. He's stolen by the Nationals again. Sanofi takes another huge hit right at the blue line. Sanofi's all over the place tonight with the body checks.
You can hear his teammates on the bench cheering him on, so that definitely got them pumped up for sure.
Sanofi tries to hit Nichols again out in the slot. Stolen and sent down the length of the ice by the Stars. McNair chasing after it, picked up again. Ballantine takes the shot. That one just goes wide. And the Stars will have to regroup. It will be picked up by Girth just as the period expires. The Stars strike early. Nationals come right back as we head into the first intermission, tied 1-1.
program is brought to you by OHL Action Pack. Looking to see tomorrow's stars today? Follow the teams and players you want to watch. OHL Action Pack is part of the Rogers Super Sports Pack.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line. Email us or connect with us on social media.
Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m., it's the RTV quiz. Giovanni Petiti hosts a weekly trivia competition that lets you play from the comfort of your couch. Play along at home and challenge your friends. And don't forget to follow along on social media. Let us know who's top of trivia, and you can find yourself featured on a future episode.
Are you kidding me, folks?
The RTV quiz, Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m. on Rogers TV or at rogerstv.com/RTV quiz.
Jeff from Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff. We're back for season 3. We've had the opportunity to see some great backyards and have some great barbecue. Join us, Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Do you enjoy watching Arby's Nationals hockey on Rogers TV? Then join the crew. Volunteers learn the skills needed to put on a show, including camera, audio, graphics, and more. Visit rogerstv.com/volunteer to sign up. And in our first period player highlights, we're actually looking at assistant coach and London Knights legend, Dennis Marouk.
Nationals assistant coach Dennis Marouk played 3 seasons for the London Knights in the 1970s, amassing 159 goals and 370 points in 193 games. He went on to play 888 games in the NHL, scoring 356 goals and 878 points, including a 60-goal season in 1981-82. That experience scoring goals as a player helps Marouk when coaching the Nationals offense.
Pretty much, I work a lot with the lines and with Dave, and as well as doing the power play specialist, because I was a pretty good goal scorer in all my career growing up as a child and in the NHL. So my professional part would be power play and working with the guys, just giving them some pointers on when they get around the net, what that they should be looking for, and be a little patient in that. So that's kind of what I try to do with our players.
Playing 14 seasons brings a lot of stories. Stories that Marouk tells to his current Nationals players, even if they don't always understand the references.
Mr. Beaupre, I call him Donnie, which I play with Donnie Beaupre, a goalie. And he goes, "Who's Donnie? Who's Donnie Beaupre?" So they're just little things like that. And I kind of, have some fun with them. I want to make sure they're having fun. If you don't work hard, you're not going to get results. So I say, look at me. I'm a prime example. I'm not very big. I'm 5'8", and I had a dream just like you all have a dream. And I made it, and I didn't let anybody take my job away from me. So I kind of work with them on the mental part of it, that they realize that they are performing and they just need to keep working hard, and things will happen if they do that.
Joining the Nationals midway through the season was a tough adjustment for the coaching staff, especially when the team was already at the top of the standings at the time.
Well, that's a hard part when you come in midway through, because you don't really know the players, and you got to get to know who they are, what they're like, and what things they like and what things they don't like, and it's just kind of become one big family. So the communication gap is really important. I don't yell or scream at any players. If I tell them something, I always tell them it's always positive, and there's nothing negative. I'm here to make you a better player as well as a better individual off the ice, and I think that's where my talents come in. As I've been there, I've done it, and if they don't listen to me, then they're losing out on it. So that's basically what I try and do. And I tell them some stories about in the past and what I've done and things like that, and where I've done it, who I played with. So they're pretty excited about that. But I'm really here just to make our team a better hockey team and go and win the championship.
Marouk's experience will be very valuable to this team as they try to continue their run for another Sutherland Cup championship.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
A Heart and Home original series. When Calls the Heart returns with an all-new season.
Constable, I wrote this as a love letter to my son and to everyone else in this town.
I can't quite outrun my past. We're on the threshold of a new era here.
When Calls the Heart, Season 9.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university. So they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Watch, play, and win every Monday night at 8 p.m. with Optimus TV Bingo on Rogers TV. Cards are available at multiple London locations and are good for all 3 games. Weekly jackpots total $3,000. Back here in the Western Fair Sports Center after 20 minutes of play, the Nationals and the Stars are tied 1-1. One goal at the start of the period, one goal at the end of the period. Nice way to bookend the first period as the Stars came out like perfect start to the period. You couldn't ask for better from the Stars tonight so far.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. They got the nice jump start on the Nationals, scoring on Barrie. I think they caught Barrie a bit off guard there with their first goal. You don't expect a goal in the first 45 seconds of the game, and I'm sure the Nationals were not expecting that. But they bounced back from it quite well with another goal near the end of the first period and redeeming themselves. You know, Sanjay had a few nice hits out there, and I think he was a strong force to be reckoned with, and he gave the team the momentum to kind of bump it up and gave them a bit more morale and encouragement.
Yeah, another thing, looking at that power, both goals, I think one thing had in common, great patience. We saw from both goals. Roberts, as you can see there, Roberts from Alexander McAlpine, and then Charge shorthanded from Burge and Arsenault. So great work by both the teams getting those opportunities. The Roberts goal I really liked just from the way the read from the pass from his own zone all the way up to him at the opposing blue line as he comes in. Nice move on Barrie. Almost similar move to what Chard did on his goal. But I think Chard's goal all comes from just the great work from Jeff Burridge as he sees him coming the entire way and just perfect read and even better pass.
Yeah, I would agree. It was a great read by Burge. You were watching and you're expecting him to just charge in and take a shot on Roberts, but he had great patience, took his time. He read the play really well, and it ended up working out for them.
You mentioned just a minute ago in Sanofi, he's been a force. Normally we're used to seeing him for his speed, and he really pushes that a lot. Tonight, tonight's all been about the physicality, and take a look at some of those big hits that he laid already. Just taking down everybody he came in contact to. Really impressed by what I've seen from Sanofi so far tonight. Braden Sanofi, as we said, I've not seen anything like that so far this year.
Yeah.
And we've been watching him. I've watched him every game he's played for the Nationals here at the Western Fair, and nothing like that at all.
Yeah, playoffs bring out the best in people. So he's doing that for his team, and it's exactly what the team needed to get a jump start, to get their energy back, to get the momentum back, and he did that for them. I think that's kind of where it started with him. You could tell St. Thomas was kind of picking at the Nationals a little bit, and the Nationals retaliated, resulting in 2 penalties. But, you know, I think that's what kind of they needed to redeem themselves at the end of the period.
It's going to be really interesting to see which style of play is going to come out supreme here as we get set for the second period of action here on Rogers TV.
My name is Matthew Rutledge. I'm a 60 scoop survivor, born in Red Lake. Was adopted from there to Toronto at the age of 4. A lot of our brothers and sisters, family members got separated from each other. That was the government's goal, to break that connection from brothers and sisters. Basically taking the Indian out of the child. Right now, they're still trying to find themselves. Originally, my birth name is Harvey Halverson. In my high school days, teens, I was trying to fit into society. I knew I was First Nations, but I didn't know who I was inside. I think later in life, I started that journey. I am proud, Anishinaabe man, who I am now. I love life, who I am.
Your mouth can do a lot of amazing things. And your mouth can save a life.
Hi, I'm Tom Wong. I'm just one of close to 1,000 Canadians in search of a stem cell match. We need your help.
A simple swab is all you need to register on the National Stem Cell Database. You could be the one to save a life. Find the hero in you.
On this week's episode of London Lights, Dan chats with writer David Shore, the creator of the TV show House. Tune in Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Looking at the Paul Duarte and Associates shots on goal after 20 minutes of play, the London Nationals lead the St. Thomas Stars 9-7. But where it matters right now on the scoreboard, it is tied 1-1. And looking forward to our next contest. Once again, it will be Game 5. And that could be a deciding game in this series because both sides 1-1 right now. And that is Wednesday night. I'll be on Rogers TV and on the live stream as always at 7 o'clock. So it'll be a very interesting contest between those two. Also, that episode of London Lights, I'm going to have to tune in myself for sure. I was a big fan of House when I was on TV. Loved that show. So as we get set here for the second period of play, what should we expect out of the Nationals coming in here?
We're going to expect some speed, some crisp passing, and definitely some physicality. I think they're going to bring that into the second period here. They're going to keep the momentum going and keep doing what they have been doing for the second half of the first period. I think they had a bit of a slow start and a bit of a shock when St. Thomas scored that first goal, but I think their heads are back in the game and they're ready to play.
That has been a trend over the last little bit as well, is a lot of teams will really jump on the fact that the Nationals do have very aggressive D. Players like McGowan, Monroe, Pace Roth, there are guys who love to get themselves in the action a lot. And sure, that's great because it means your offense moves a lot more smoothly. They're great puck handling guys. But the Stars can really jump on that, as we've seen other teams do throughout the season. And it's not all the time that it happens, but when it does, it can really hurt. Here come the Nationals the other way. Burridge, down the puck down low, right out front, loose puck again. Wood can't get a stick on it this time. The puck goes all the way down. Mazza. Nice little play behind his own back to himself. Carries it out, stolen it by Wood. Wood will carry it across the red line and dump it in. Bonk will pick it up for the Stars. He'll try to clear it around, blocked by Julian. Now picked up by Burge. Burge gets his pocket pick. Nice diving poke check. Right over to Julian. Got lost in his feet. Back to Arsenault, the blue line. He takes a shot. That goes off a leg. Roberts has a chance to be on a breakaway again. Roberts down the right wing side. Walks over. Arsenault, great defensive work to stop that attempt. As here come the Nationals the other way. Partial 2-on-1. Julian in with Burridge. Walks in. Waits over to Burridge. Can't get the shot off as he waits a little too long. Julian now over to Burridge. Takes the shot. That one just goes wide. Torrialba walks in. He takes another shot. That goes off a leg. Picked up again by Bowers. He takes another shot. Another shot. Shoots and scores! And the Nationals take the lead 2-1. Lucas Chard, right place, right time, as he buries it to take the 2-1 lead.
What a phenomenal play we saw there. It was a build-off of the previous play when they had that close chance with Burge almost receiving the pass, but it just falling short. They're building off that momentum. They're like, oh, we're close, and then here they go, and they capitalize on that opportunity.
Just great work there by the Nationals, as exactly what they want coming in here. Just under 2 minutes, under 2 minutes left here into the second period. Come out with a big goal and open the game wide open. Here comes Bope right now as the Nationals back on the attack. Takes another shot. That goes blocked on the way to Roberts. As the Stars will try to attack the other way. Picked up by Phillips. He'll throw it down low. Monroe will throw a body at him. He gets a bit of help. Puck gets rimmed around the boards. Picked up by Sanavy. Sanavy fighting in there with Snedden. And we'll get whistled down. We're going to see a penalty coming here, this time to the St. Thomas Stars. So things could go from bad to worse for the Stars here as the Nationals get their first power play of the game. 1 for 5 so far in this series. So the Stars have been a much more disciplined team, but the Nationals do have the much more lethal power play.
They do, I would say so. It's all about taking a step back, not letting your emotions get to you and taking it out on the other team, because it's only going to hurt your team in the end.
Face off to the right of Roberts, won cleanly by the Nationals. As they'll set up McGowan. Passes it over, back to McGowan again. Now to Burge. Burge walks in, tries to throw it right in the slot. Bouncing puck, shoots and scores! Lucas Chard double dips and takes the 3-1 lead.
We're just seeing their momentum. They're just building off of each other and building off of each other. It's not easy to play a hockey game when you're down a goal in the first 45 seconds of the first period. It is a very character showing to come back from being down early on in the first period.
A great job by the Nationals power play as well. Really driven, just set up the play. You get the shot, bouncing right in the slot, and you manage to get the bodies in there to spread it out a bit, get that open shooting lane, which was what was the key to the game was for the Nationals, is find those shooting lanes, and they're finally finding those, and look at that. In a matter of 2 minutes, the Nationals go from a 1-1 tie to a 3-1 lead. Battle for the puck at the blue line, stolen by the National. Here comes that Chard line again. Lucas Chard, the hot stick so far tonight. Play comes out, deflected by Bowers. Now across the blue lines. Foul off the puck, Chard in there. Now to pace Roth. Puts out the boards to Bowers. Bowers, cross-ice pass to Torrealba. Torrealba's got Bonk with him. Now over to Chard. Chard walks in, takes a shot. What a save by Roberts. Chard looking for number 3. Picked up again. Over to Chard. Chard takes the shot. That gets blocked. Back to the blue line. Pace Roth. He takes a shot. That goes wide. Bounced off the block. Down low again, another shot. That managed to hit a leg on the way to the net. And now go all the way down the length of the ice. And we'll go for 8.
Lucas Chard has been playing a phenomenal game so far. You can tell from Wednesday that the team really missed him. He's that extra boost of confidence that the team needs to.
Penalty coming here, by the way, to the Nationals. It'll be Torrealba hanging to the box. But that last goal, Lucas Chard's 3rd of the game, does have the hat trick here in the contest. So he's got a hat trick in about 5 minutes of ice time between the end of the first period and the start of the second here. I just completely blanked on him scoring that first goal. Just some great work by him, as even now you're seeing a lot of pucks coming his way, as the Nationals know he's the one who's on fire tonight.
Yeah,
as pucks on his stick again.
Putting himself in the right place at the right time and getting bodies to the net.
Torrealba in the box. Stars get a chance here. This would be a great momentum swing if they can get something going. They carried it across the blue line by McNair. Nice little backhand pass to the back of the net. Snedden will pick it up. Back to McNair. Over Snedden. Cross ice pass right in the face. Alexander takes the shot. That one just rips wide. Nice tip play by the Nationals. Gets it to the blue line but can't clear the zone. Bonk holds the line. Now Alexander. Passes back to McNair behind the net. McNair gets knocked down. Chard will try to clear the zone and will, as Bonk can't handle that pass. Bonk cycles back. Gets it over to Hubin. Now stolen by Arsenault. Arsenault clears it out of the zone. Not enough to get it into the Stars territory, but close enough that they get a bit of a reprieve. Stolen by the National. They'll bring it across the blue line in the offensive zone. Right over, tries to hit Sandovi going right down the middle. It's a little far out of his reach, but Sandovi tries to pin it against the board to kill more clock. He'll pick it up. Sandovi battles off Roberts. Lead pass intended for both, right? Just throw behind him. Another pass intended for Roberts, goes into his skates. And now the puck will be cleared all the way down in the Stars territory. Bonk will pick it up and try to break it out. Bonk over Amaral. Amaral down the left wing side. Looking for that outlet pass in the slot area. Can't find it. Still holding on to the puck. Now moves it to the point. Over to Gert. Now Alexander. He takes a shot. Gets tipped by Roberts on the way to the net. But Barry tracks it well and hangs on.
As we're just heading here into the last 4 seconds of the penalty kill for London here, Birch did a great job. He was very patient, more so played the player and not the puck. There was a few times where you were waiting on him to bounce on that opportunity to take the puck away from the St. Thomas player, but he played smart hockey, sat back, and just played the man.
Another cross-ice pass. Ballantine takes a shot for the blue line. That one goes to Barry, but Barry blockers it away. Back into the Nationals territory. Monroe over to McGowan. McGowan has to fight off Roberts. Stolen back across the blue line. Come the Stars. Bouncing puck again. 3 Nationals just standing all beside each other. No one really knew who to take the puck. French gets it across the blue line, but poked off his stick. Stolen back by Bunker. Bunker now to Vanderzom. Vanderzom can't get a stick on it, but he's going to draw a penalty. Vanderzom throws it down low, cross ice. Now will be touched up by the Stars as the Nationals heading right back to the penalty. The power play, 1 for 1 so far tonight, so a chance to extend that lead even more. Have to keep an eye on Lucas Chard as he's got the hot hand.
Yeah, it looks like that penalty was for hooking there, and rightfully so. The St. Thomas players have been playing a very physical game so far, and London has done a great job of not letting them get under their skin.
Face-off won by the Nationals, picked up by McGowan. McGowan over to Julian. Back to McGowan again. McGowan throws it over. Bauer takes a shot in tight. Bouncing puck. That hits a leg. Now goes over the net. Birds will pick it up in the corner. Banks it off the boards from McGowan. Cross ice pass. Nationals still trying to find that shooting lane. Another shot from Bowers. Loose puck as the whistle blows. As it looks like the net came off. There's a mix-up here. Not exactly sure why the whistle went.
You could tell the National players were a little bit frustrated that the ref blew the whistle there, because that was a perfect rebound out to Julian, and they could have capitalized on that goal opportunity.
Ref's going to blow the whistle, play dead, so picked up by the Nationals. Big shot from the blue line by McGowan. Wood, he'll get in on the action. He gets hit hard on the boards. Nationals still maintain possession. Burge can't quite hold the line. A little too fancy with it and brings the puck offside. Some great defensive work there by Snedden. We'll have a face-off just outside of Stars territory. Nationals bring out the second unit here with 1:18 left in the power play.
Playing with 5 defensemen, they're putting out on their penalty kill and power play, they're putting out more forwards than defensemen, which is an interesting tactic to use to have more of an offensive play, and I find it's really working for them with their successful of 3 goals so far.
The Nationals will try to bring it out across the blue line into the offensive zone. Down low, battle for the puck ensues. Chard gets knocked down, and we will see another penalty coming here to the Stars. Nationals are going to get 1 minute, pretty much, of 5-on-3 action. So another big opportunity here. And just great work by Lucas Chard down in the corner as he just keeps moving his feet as Bonk's stick gets stuck between him and takes his man down. And as long as you keep moving those feet, that's how you draw penalties. And another golden opportunity presented to the London Nationals. Face-off comes won by the Stars, but they'll can't clear the zone. Picked up now by McGowan. McGowan down low. Trying to find that open pass. Nationals coming right to the top of the circle with their D, really closing in on the triangle these Stars are trying to set up. Burge, cross-ice pass, nice play, but Bowers can't get a clean shot off. Battling for the puck, 2 Stars on there, 2 Nationals. Puck gets rimmed around the boards, kept in by Burge. 20 seconds left here in the first power play. Down low, McGowan. Again, holds on, takes another shot right out front, loose puck, open net, still can't get it done. Shoots and Roberts finds it and holds on. Desperation save by Roberts.
Tyler Roberts has eyes in the back of his head. I don't know how he found that puck, but he managed to do it. We've seen a few scrambles like this in front of the net, and Tyler Roberts has absolutely stood on his head, as well as the defensemen have been catching on and playing against the London forwards very well and keeping them away from getting the rebounds.
Another great work there by Tristan Durf to get in the way of the puck. Nationals win the faceoff again. Burge. Still 3 seconds left here. Takes a one last shot. Open puck, open shot again. Can't bury it as one power play expires. Hitter back out on the ice. He heads off on a change. Barry comes out, leaves it for McGowan. Now to Burge. Burge leads pass for Bowers. Bowers will dump and chase. Gets in the offensive zone. Picked up now by Julian. Over to McGowan. McGowan just lobs it on the far side. Cross ice pass. No one there, but Julian will tip it up to Burge. Now to McGowan again. Nationals throwing some nice crisp passes here, but nobody can get that open shot. Over to Bowers again. Bowers walks in, takes it. That one hits a body. Burge again takes another shot. Nice read by Roberts as he holds on and will hang on to it with 15 seconds in the power play.
The Nationals are doing a great job of getting lots of shots on net, with them having 17 and St. Thomas only having 8.
Double power plays will help out with that, but the Nationals are doing a great job at dictating the pace, exactly what they needed to do coming into this game. After that first performance they had in Game 1, they really know what was needed of them, and they know the Stars are not going to go away quietly. Played down low, open chance out front. Stars try to clear the puck, get it to the blue line, but kept in by Chard. Power play is over. Bonk back on the ice. Puck out front, loose puck. Nationals try to get a shot. Finally get one going, but just goes wide. Nice play at the blue line. Pace Rock keeps it in. Now Chard. Nice steal. Tries to bring it inside. He gets taken down. Nichols, he takes a hit. Back on the stick of Chard. Chard, nice patience. Waits for an opening. Gets over to Vanderzon. He takes a shot. And Roberts will hold on and wait for a whistle.
We're seeing Lucas Chard back out here tonight. The man of the game tonight with 3 goals. He scored 1 on a power play, 1 even strength, and 1 on a penalty kill, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, that's why the Nationals were missing him in Game 1. He plays all situations for them, and he's one of their more important players. And you can see tonight what kind of impact he has. Lucas Chard now with 4 points in his second game of the series. Puck comes all the way down. Arsenault fouls for it, and he'll try to clear it out. Alexander pinches in and keeps it behind the net. Picked up now by Haggy. Brought out. Across the blue line comes French. Nice little move. He gets inside. Back to the blue line again. Cross-ice pass to Arsenault. Arsenault takes the shot. That almost gets tipped by Bunker, but goes behind the net. He'll be brought out, and here comes Watson. Stolen back the other way by the Nationals. Now into the stick of Alexander. Alexander will just dump it in. And let Noah Arsenault pick it up. Arsenault will bring it out the other way for the Nationals. Just dumps it into the far corner. Comes to the blue line. Haggy can't hold the line, but Bunker's there to corral it. Now over to Duarte. Duarte tries to get it across the blue line, but can't get it off Cooper's stick. Puck gets bounced off the boards, now picked up by Duarte again. He tries to get across the blue line, but takes a hit. And taken the other way by Bonk. Bonk, nice move to vial off Arsenault loose puck down low again. Barry stands tall once again for the Nationals. Duarte will pick it up. Banks it off the board. Tries to get it to Nichols. As that crosses the blue line in the offensive zone. Bonk collects it behind his own net. Oliver Bonk breaks it out for the Stars. Managed to get a nice little move by Sanofi. Takes that shot. That one just misses the blocker of Barry. Gets through the blue line. Sanofi throwing the body again. As he takes down Catrice at the blue line. Monroe, he'll clear it out of the offense, out of the defensive zone. Now onto the stick of McGowan. Over to Nichols. Nichols, nice little tap pass over to Sanofi. Sanofi down the right wing side. He blows a tire, puts it out front, tries to get it to Beaupre. Just a bit too high for him to collect it. Now across the blue line, another shot. That one hits a stick and will go out of play for a whistle.
We saw Barry get a shot in net, his first in a while. It's a little nerve-wracking, I can imagine, as a goalie, not having a shot on net for a while and then having that first shot, as we've seen with Barry earlier, especially in the first period, that first shot on net, like, didn't warm up too well, and once he gets going, so it's a little nerve-wracking when he gets a shot on net and he hasn't in a while. You never know what's going to happen.
It's tough to stay sharp for a goaltender when you're not seeing that much rubber coming your way. Played down in the corner, picked up now by the Nationals. They'll try to break it out. The Stars applying a lot of pressure here. Another play down low. Mazza, he gets a piece of it, but nice defensive work by McGowan to get it out. Back the other way. Gert, he'll move it out. Nice tip play there. Across the blue line comes Roberts. He fights off Monroe. Chard in there as well. Still battling for it. Lucas Chard almost comes away with it. Amaral gets a stick on it as well. Nationals will find the way to get the puck over to Bowers. Tries to get it over to Torrealba, but loses it to Ballantine. Puck comes out of the Stars territory. Nationals have to clear up. Roberts will bring it in over to Amaral. Amaral walks in, fires that one. That one hits a leg and goes wide. A lot of pucks hitting a lot of bodies out front. Nationals doing a great job at blocking up those shooting lanes. Exactly what the Stars were doing them in game one. Back out front, Monroe walks into that one. Great save by Roberts. Reads that one the whole way. Always my favorite kind of save, just that nonchalant goalie save. Just a quick reach up, grab it. It was nothing.
Yeah, like you were saying earlier, both teams just putting absolutely everything out on the line tonight. They're sacrificing their bodies, which I know is a fun thing to do, especially when you get hit in the shin pads by the defenseman. It's the small victories that kind of lead your team and give them that motivation.
Faceoff comes won by the Stars. They'll clear it all the way down to Nationals territory. Nationals try to rim it around, gets to Wood. Wood can't clear the zone. Kept in. Now played down in the corner by Phillips. Phillips throws it right in the slot. That one gets picked off. Stolen again by the Stars. They'll take another shot from the point. That one goes off another stick and out of play. And we'll have to regroup just outside, just inside the National territory. 19-10 are your shots in favor of the London Nationals. 3-1 is your score as the Nationals blow open this game early in the second period with a couple more goals by Lucas Chard. Face off won by the Nationals. Clearing pass intended for Jacob Julian. Just catches his stick and goes all the way down. And it'll be held onto by Tyler Roberts.
We can see that the level of play is constantly being elevated. The teams are building off of each other and just rising their play level. It's playoffs. You've been training for this all year, and every player wants to bring their best game of the season here tonight. And I think this is one of the better games that London has played in their series so far.
In the series for sure. Nationals pick up the shot. Another shot from the blue line. This one off Curtis Hagee. He'll hold the line. Another block pass, this time by Burridge. The Stars will try to break it out again. Goes to Roberts. Roberts will just tip it into the offensive zone. They quickly cleared back the other way. Now to Wood. Wood carries it across the blue line. Tries to split the D. Takes a shot. That one gets picked off on the way to Julian out front. Bonk will clear the zone. Picked up and brought over by Cooper. He'll just throw it behind the net. Amaral trying to get in there. He'll climb the puck. Get it over to Roberts. Back down low to Amaral. Just out of his reach. Mazza. Back to the blue line. Kept in by Ballantine. Another shot out front. Amaral tries to get a shot on it in tight, but good work by Barry to poke it away. Julian pins Amaral against the boards, gets some support. Brought back out the other way, but quickly stolen by Girth, and he'll just throw it back into the offensive zone. Stars going for a change. Nationals get a chance to regroup and try to break it out of their own zone. Julian not happy with that pass, sends it right back to Pace Roth. Pace Roth, full head of steam, comes down the middle of the ice. Drop pass for Julian. Julian winds up, takes the slap shot. That one just goes wide. Loose puck again at the side of the net. Nationals maintain possession. Back to the point. Jacob Julian throws it over on the side of the net. Walking in is Wood, takes a shot. That one kicked aside easily by Roberts. Wood gets knocked down. Kept in by Burridge. Burridge tries to get a pass off. That goes off a leg and out into neutral zone. Now picked up by McGowan. Tip play by Julian. That goes all the way down as the Nationals go off for a change. Clearing attempt gets past Arsenault and goes all the way down to the Nationals territory. Not enough for an icing, however. The Nationals will bring it back the other way. Over to Vanderzon. Vanderzon can't quite handle the pass. Gets sent around, picked up by Bunker. Bunker tries to throw it behind the net again, but doesn't get enough of it. Here come the Stars across the blue line. Another shot from distance. Barry has to make a bit of an awkward save, but he'll get enough of it to send it into the netting, and that one's off the stick of Jordan Medeiros.
We've been seeing a lot of defensemen and people on the blue line taking big slap shots from the blue line. You know, that's a good shot to take, but you got to be careful about hitting the other team's shin pads. I know we saw a bit of that in the last game with Maddox Armroll, and that's where he capitalized on those goal opportunities.
Back the other way. Here comes Vanderzon. Vanderzon's in there, throws the body. The Stars will come away with the puck. Try to clear it out into neutral ice, and will. Arsenault tries to throw it right back. Now to Vanderzon. Over to Arsenault. Arsenault cross ice to McGowan. Clearing attempt gets by the Stars defenders. Now picked up by Alexander behind his own net. Bunker's on top of him. Puck gets thrown up the boards, almost gets to Kidder, but kept him on the sticks of the Stars. Stolen by Vanderzon. Kept in the offensive zone. Another shot by French. That one just goes wide to Roberts. Arsenault tries to hold the line, but just a little too much. And Vanderzon reads it the last second and doesn't touch it. So no offside. Saw Bunker come in, try to throw the hip check and try to catch Braden Joseph sleeping. Just misses and almost hits his own guy. Puck gets rimmed around, over to Catrice at the blue line. They'll try to just dump it in. Barry just throws it behind the net again, right out front. No one there to get it, and that goes through the crease. Back out front again, right at the top of the circle. Catrice holds on, now takes a shot through traffic. Barry tracks it well and hangs on.
Catrice was able to see right through that traffic and ended up getting a straight shot on Barry. With all those bodies in the net, if he would have let out a rebound, one of the St. Thomas players could have caught that rebound and gotten a shot on Barry.
We'll face off to the left hand, to the right hand side of Aiden Barry. One by the Stars. They'll try to set up here. Played behind the net. Snedden, he'll just run hard into the net. His stick breaks on the play. I believe that was Curtis Heggies. And so we'll have to regroup there as he goes hard right into the post. Take a look at this again. Just drives into him. And just, he gets it from trying to do a bit of a slash there. Gets a little lucky on the fact that he didn't take a penalty on that one.
Looks like he's got a new stick and he's back in the game.
Face off to the left-hand side of Aiden Barry. Face off won this time by the Nationals, as Thomas Monroe will pick it up. They'll move it out, across the top of the circle, try to get it out, but kept in by the Stars. Now into neutral ice. Long shot goes in off the blocker of Barry. Catrice taken down hard again by Sanavy once again. As it's been the Braden Sanavy show for all the physicality on the national side. I think Catrice has been on the receiving end of at least 3 of those. Thomas Monroe picks up the puck. Back to Monroe again. Just under 2 minutes left here in the second. Long pass intended for Sanavy, just misses his stick. Bonk will try to move it out. Gets it up to McNair. Back around to Catrice. Catrice clears it up a bit too high as that goes off the rafters, and we'll have a face-off in Stars territory.
We're continuously seeing that physicality from Sanavy. And I think it's really great. You know, each team, on a team you need speed, you need the physicality, you need a good shooter, and I feel he possesses all 3 of those qualities.
Face off to the left-hand side of Roberts. Won by it cleanly by the Nationals. Another shot. Gaz gets blocked on the way to the net. And Chard can't get a shot off again. Here comes Roberts. Roberts tries to hit it over to Cooper, or over to Mazza. Just out of his reach. Mazza will pick it up now. Tries to get another pass into the slot, but stolen by Torrealba. Torrealba across the blue line. He gets taken down. Great hustle by Torrealba as he'll draw another power play for the Nationals. As once again, the Stars continue their parade to the box as Nationals gain chance after chance. And yeah, that's I think that's page 4 in the good old big book. You can't do that.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say, the London Nationals just sticking to their game, sticking to what they know, and you can tell the Stars are getting a little bit frustrated and ending up in the box quite a bit.
Nationals really taking advantage of their speed in this game. I've seen a lot of that. And when the Nationals use their speed, the Stars are having trouble dealing with it right now. And that's why they're seeing a lot of penalties. They're moving their feet, they're keeping going, and it's been really advantageous to them. Back to the blue line. Nationals setting up now. Over to Burridge. Burridge walks in. McGowan takes that shot. Nice blocker save by Roberts. Now to Wood. Over to McGowan. McGowan looking for that shot. Over to Burridge now. Burridge walks in. Cross ice to Wood. Wood takes a shot. That one just whistles wide. Burridge manages to hold on and keep the line. Loses the puck now. Great defensive play by Roberts as he'll carry it across the blue line. Moves it into the offensive zone. Still keeps it on his stick. Takes the shot. That goes off the shin pad of McGowan. Here come the Nationals the other way. 10 seconds left. You see Burridge take a last look at the clock. Walks in. Takes a shot. Shoots and scores! Jeff Burridge with 2.2 seconds left. Makes it a 4-1 lead.
Jeff Burridge, he just glides on the ice. He's such a good player because he takes his time, he knows what he's doing, and his patience has really paid off for him. You could tell when he was coming in, he was very patient, looked for the right shot, and he took it, and he scored.
Beautiful job by Burridge. Once again, just a smart play by him. As you see, it comes across center ice. He looks up at the clock quickly and then avoids the hit at the blue line, walks in, rips it short side. Roberts has no chance on that one, and Jeff Burridge buries his first of the playoffs, and just great work by the Nationals. As looks like Roberts is going to need a new stick after that one too. Looks like he may have broke his last one. So 4-1 is now your score as we're going to head into intermission as the Nationals just blow this game wide open with an explosive second period of action. They'll take a 4-1 lead into the third period. We'll be right back after this.
Saul, toast is burning.
Toast is not.
Every time she has a seizure, she smells something burning. Now, if we can provoke that smell by probing the surface of the brain, we'll find the source of the seizures. Mrs. Gold, do you feel anything?
I can see the most wonderful lights.
And now what do you feel?
Did you pour cold water on my hand, Dr. Penfield?
Now what? What is it, Mrs. Gold?
Burnt toast. Dr. Penfield, I can smell burnt toast. Dr. Wilder Penfield. He cured my seizures and hundreds more. They say he drew the roadmap of the human brain. We just called him the greatest Canadian alive.
Everybody knows not to drink and drive, but some people still think it's okay to take drugs and drive. Police have the authority, the ability, and the tools to determine if drivers are impaired by legal or illegal drugs. And because drug-impaired drivers can pose just as great a risk as drunk drivers, they face the same penalties, like the loss of their driver's license, a criminal record, fines, and more. A message from the RCMP, the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police, and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Do you enjoy watching Arby's Nationals hockey on Rogers TV? Then join the crew. Volunteers learn the skills needed to put on a show, including camera, audio, graphics, and more. Visit rogerstv.com/volunteer to sign up. Now, as we continue our interviews with Coach Dave Dave Mastos, joining a first-place team as a coach mid-season isn't common, and that was the appeal for Coach Mastos.
To me, I just looked at it like a challenge, something that I've never been faced with before. And so, Nats fans, I can't promise you anything. Like, that's just not the right thing to do. Do I feel comfortable with our team and our progression right now? I actually do. But yeah, I mean, you lose a guy like Zach Power, which, it's like, like Mario Lemieux or Wayne Gretzky walking out of their team. Like, it's hard to replace that. So the challenge for me is kind of what excited me. There was turbulence. There was a little bit of, movement and shifts at different times, not really common. So yeah, I just went to bed one night. I'm like, this might be one of those things that actually, like, if I attack this one and we actually do it the right way, I come out better. I come out as a better coach. I come out as a better mentor for the age bracket that I'm coaching. So it was almost like an appealing challenge for me. For me, it's consistency. Like that's just it. Like it's really odd to have training camp in February. Like that. But again, that was the appealing challenge for me, right? Is like, we got training camp in February. How am I going to get these guys to buy into a different forecheck, neutral zone, D zone? How am I going to win these guys over? That was the biggest challenge. So we've had a little bit of turbulence. We went on a really good run, and we hit a bit of a rut, which I expected. So I just think the expectations for me, going into it, I just want to see consistency. I want them to understand the style of play that we're going for, and if they can, I guess, duplicate that on a regular basis, they've got a better chance than not, because we have a good team. I know that. We're basically balanced in every position, but these guys have gone through a lot, and there's been a lot of change. And so for me, it was just, let's just get a balance, let them get to know me. I incorporated so much, almost to a point where I was worried that it would be information overload, but it had to be done because of our timing. That's just what it was. That's the hand that we've all been dealt, and that's what we went with. But I think I'm happy. Like, I'm really happy, because I see our team right now and their progression going just upwards, and that's all I cared about. I want to make these athletes better. I want them to feel good. I want them to feel comfortable with their style of play, and I want them to believe that they can win, because again, we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know the variables that are going to come into play. Barry signs in London, like who, you just don't know these things, but they're all for good reasons. But when Barry signs in London, it alters the way that your mind operates when you go to bed at night. We're going to lose them. How long are we going to lose them for? But it's all for good reasons. But those are the challenges. Those are the obstacles that you're faced with. And I just like to be prepared to a point where it's almost overkill.
One of the hardest things a coach can do, but so far, even without him on the bench, Nationals leading 4-1 after 4 minutes to play in Game 3. So that's the Western Conference quarterfinals.
My name is Chase Nicholas. I am a Mi'kmaq hockey player.
Growing up, I always remember my family talking about the Mi'kmaq as it created as a game of hockey. In grade 7, I did research on Mi'kmaq hockey sticks as the first sticks of the NHL. I found a Mi'kmaq hockey stick made in 1917, the same year the NHL was formed. I was surprised to find out the very stick I was holding was made by my great-great-grandfather, Alexander Cope. In 1934, an elder known as Old Joe Cope wrote a letter to the Halifax Herald claiming the Mi'kmaq created hockey. I found out later that I am a direct descendant of Old Joe Cope. There was a time when Mi'kmaq children were torn from their families and not allowed to speak their language, losing their words and stories. But the stories are coming back to us. Stepping on the ice, I take pride knowing the roots of the game of hockey stem from my ancestors in the Mi'kmaq Nation.
When an impaired driver killed my brother DJ, some people used the A word. They called it an accident, but it wasn't. An accident implies that no one was at fault. But when someone impaired by alcohol and/or drugs chooses to drive, they're fully responsible for the crash that can result. So please, for the memory of my brother DJ and the thousands of families whose lives have been shattered by impaired drivers, let's drop the A word.
A crash caused by impaired driving is not an accident.
Learn with Ranger M is back. After a mid-season break, Ranger M is learning about active transportation this week, speaking with cycling activists and a representative from the City of London. Catch Learn with Ranger M Thursdays at 8 p.m. Back here at the Western Fair Sports Center, 4-1 is your score in favor of the London Nationals after 40 minutes of play. What was a 1-1 tie going in, the Nationals just explode with offense, mostly thanks to one man in particular, that being Lucas Chard. What was key for him in that second period?
Just picking up his speed. He's a very fast player. He picks up the speed, he knows where to be at the right place at the right time, and he just puts the pucks on net, and that's why he's been so successful, and that's why he's had 3 goals so far this game. Not to mention, 1 on the power play, 1 on the penalty kill, and 1 with even strength.
Yeah, scoring in all aspects of the game has been big for him. And one thing I'm noticing in common for all those goals is a lot of stuff, including Jeff Burridge as well. As you can see, Chard second, Chard third, and then Burridge his first. So Burridge has 3 points tonight. Chard has 3 points tonight. Both those guys just fantastic so far. Also, another big aspect of that second period, the shot totals. 15-6 in favor of the Nationals. They just laid it on in the second period, absolutely smothering the St. Thomas Stars. It was just extremely one-sided between those two teams so far in this period. It looks like the Nationals finally realized that, hey, this is a 2 versus 7 matchup. We should be the better team here, and they really showed it there. Now, looking at the Stars, however, they did have some great chances, and they mostly in this game still a bit, mostly because of Roberts. Between the pipes, he's been fairly solid for them, making some big saves when he's needed to. Just unfortunately, he's been left out to dry a couple times.
Yeah, I would agree. We're usually used to seeing Barry left out to dry in previous games, but now it's Tyler Roberts. The St. Thomas defense have to pick up on a bit and make sure they're playing those man of the Nationals and keeping them away from Roberts. He definitely needs a little bit more protection going into the third period here.
Absolutely. And on the other end, Aiden Barry hasn't been busy. The second period was a lot more slower for him, and we've seen him have both sides of the coin. We've seen games where he hasn't seen much puck coming towards him, and then last night where he saw 40 shots coming his way. So we're seeing a bit of both sides for him. He's really backed it up tonight and has been a big aspect for the Nationals. As we said, not a lot of work, but when the work's needed, he's come up big. And you can just see the saves that he's making, just great reads. The Nationals defense, I think, is a big aspect of that as well. A lot of block shots, a lot of bodies in those shooting lanes. And exactly what we said, the Nationals' key to victory tonight was to open up those shooting lanes, but they're doing the exact opposite for the Stars and just shutting them down. The Stars can't get anything in tight, and every time they try to get an open shot, there's a leg, there's a stick. The amount of times I've said tonight, pucks out of play, just because it's going off legs, it's going off the sticks in the National zone. The defense is doing a phenomenal job at making sure that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree.
And then Also, another aspect we've seen today is Sandovi as well. We talked about it in that first intermission that his physicality has been a big aspect, and I thought maybe he might tone it down in a second a bit, but just continue to do it here as well. Just running over half the St. Thomas team so far, and I feel bad for Catrice as he's been on the receiving end of a couple of these big hits. Just been great for the Nationals all throughout this game so far. Had that phenomenal chance early in the second period as well, where he came all alone and just couldn't get that, like, sneak the puck in, ended up going off the post. Been a big aspect for the Nationals. His physical play been really helpful in the absence of Deacon Holmes. Holmes, another big aspect for the Nationals on the back end, really the physical presence for the team, and someone had to step up, and it's clear to Sandovi tonight.
Yeah, on a team when you're missing players, other people step up, and sometimes you don't expect it, but they do what needs to be done for their team, and you can tell their momentum started to change really quickly as soon as Sandovi was taking those hits and they got that first goal and at the end of the first period. And since then, every shift that they take, the level of play is just constantly being elevated.
Now, looking at the third period, what the Stars need to do to really come back in this game, I think, is got to get back to that disciplined play. They only had 5 penalties against coming into this game, and for Junior B, that's pretty good. But tonight, they already have 4 penalties. That's probably the one thing that's killing them so far in this game. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree as well. I think it's just London's playing such a good game, and they have such good speed to them, and St. Thomas doesn't necessarily have that speed to their team, so they have no choice but to take penalties to try to stop the Nationals, which is unfortunate, and it's ended up hurting them in the end.
Yeah, it's good. Discipline is going to be a big aspect. If the Stars can get it straightened out, they do still have a chance, as anything can happen here as we get set for our third period of action. We'll be right back after one last break.
Welcome to the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Stalo people. The Stalo are people of the river. I'm so thankful for the courage and resiliency of our ancestors who lived on this land since time immemorial. Each of us have gifts from the Creator, and our Creator has a plan and purpose to be fulfilled in our territory. As we embrace our traditional teachings, we can lead the next generation into the fullness of what our Creator designed. Our shared history reveals a broken relationship, but as all Canadians commit to hear truth, acknowledge injustice, we can learn to walk in our traditional way, Letsamot, with a good heart and a good mind. Then all of our lives will be enriched. Kwasai.
Watch, play, and win every Monday night at 8 p.m. with Optimus TV Bingo on Rogers TV. Cards are available at multiple London locations and are good for all 3 games. Weekly jackpots total $3,000. Now taking a look at our Paul Duarte and Associates shots on goal. And in the second period, the Nationals led 15-6 over the St. Thomas Stars, and a total 24-13 in favor of the Nationals. Stars really need to start putting that rubber on net to try to get back in this game, as we will be back here again on Wednesday night for our Game 5 coverage of the Western Conference quarterfinals between the Stars and the Nationals. Same time as always on our Rogers TV live stream. And then on the third period, as always, brought to you by Collins Clothiers. Take a look at Jeff Burge. 3 points in tonight's game. Has looked phenomenal so far for the Nationals. Expect more out of him, as everything has basically been driven by him tonight. Would not be surprised if he managed to put another point or 2 on the board.
The Nationals have to be careful here. They have to continue to elevate their play. You know, it's a 4-1 lead, but They can't let up their game here.
On the other side, you see Tristan Roberts there. 3 points coming into this game. 1 goal already tonight. He's going to be relied on a lot as the captain to get his team back in this contest. Face-off won by the Nationals. They'll just clear it out all the way. Over to Burridge, takes the shot. Nice save by Roberts as he robs Burridge. Beautiful pass from Jacob Julian. And great read by Roberts as he was ready for that one.
He was. You could tell him he did a little circle out of the net there to make sure the puck was, he still had it.
That was a great pass from Julian as well. He walks in again, takes another shot. Jacob Julian, you can see he's hungry as he comes out of the gate here in the third. Another beautiful shot goes off the blocker Roberts and out of play.
It's good to see the Nationals coming out and having that fire that they did in the second period, just bringing it on into the third, and they're getting lots of shots on net, which is exactly what they need.
Also helps when you get that big momentum of getting that fourth goal with less than 5 seconds left in the period. So that was a huge momentum swing for the Nationals to continue it building on their end. As the Stars pick it up behind the net. Bonk will throw it out, but through the crease, no one there to play it. Wood can't quite reach the puck. Gets enough on it to tip it, and he'll pick it up behind the Stars net. Nice play by Wood as he tries to dance around Bonk. He gets pinned against the boards. Finds it right back on Bonk's stick over to Julian up front. Julian puts it on net, but just softly puts it right to Roberts as he pokes it ahead. McNair, long lead pass, just out of the reach of Amaral. Roberts throws a bit of a hit. Now comes Alexander right out front to Roberts. Can't quite get a tip on net. Alexander again behind the net. Throws it over to Roberts. Tristan Roberts tries to bring it out. Nice play by Wood to kick the puck all the way down to the Stars' territory as the Nationals complete their change. Nick Alpine, he walks in. He gets put up. Nice play as he takes down Hagee. As the Nationals try to bring it back the other way. Torrealba makes his way around, takes the shot on net. Nice save by Roberts. Chard gets a stick on it, stolen off his, and back the other way come the Stars. Dump and chase here for the Stars, picked up by Chard. Chard will throw it into the corner. Snedden will pick it up. He tries to put it to the blue line and will. Another shot this time from it, and it will be held on by Barry.
We're seeing a lot of bodies out here, especially in the London National zone. It's a battle of whoever can stand strongest on their feet, because we saw a few get knocked over.
The face off to the left-hand side of Avebury. Won by the Stars. They'll try to bring it out to the front of the net, but Hubin can't quite get a stick on it. Hubin again, puts it out front, no one there. Nationals will pick it up, try to bring it back the other way. That pass misses Bowers, but he'll just rim it around the far side. Torrealba will be there to collect it. Torrealba pinned against the boards by Ballantine. Chard can't get a stick on it. Girth will. Torrealba just leaves it. It'll be picked up by the Stars, and they'll break out of their own zone. Now onto the stick of McGowan. McGowan, cross-ice pass, intended for Torrealba, but he was going off for a change. And we'll have a whistle. So the Nationals will have to regroup in their own zone.
Our shots are sitting at 26-14 for the London Nationals.
4-1 once again is your score off a late third period goal by Jeff Burridge. So a big wall to climb here for the Stars. And they'll pick up the puck down in the corner. Catrice lays it down low. Battle for the puck continues. Beaupre, he'll pick it up and try to break it out. Has to skate around a few Stars players, gets by Mazza, tries to split the D, can't get by Catrice. Picked up now by Bonk. Two Stars players collide right in front of Roberts. As that is Roberts and Catrice. Bonk waits for that pass, gives it over to Catrice. Catrice will try to find the outlet pass. Throws it right up the gut. Misses the stick of Mazza. Picked up now by Hagee. Hagee over to Sanovi. Nice little touch pass just out of the reach of Nichols. Arsenault, he's in there. Arsenault gets knocked out of the play. Nationals will pick up the puck again and bring it out. Hagee avoids the hit. Across the blue line, over to Nichols. Nichols a bit of room, walks in, he gets it, stood up right at the top of right in the middle of the circle, and can't quite get the shot off. Joseph blows a tire right at his own blue line. Still manages to keep the puck on Star's sticks. Alexander throws it cross ice over. Puck gets up to the blue line. Joseph will move it out. Arsenault throws it right back. Arsenault again. Cross ice pass over to Heggie, back to Arsenault. Arsenault, lead pass, gets over to Bunker. Bunker tips it, but it ends up going off a stick. Another hit thrown there by Vanderzon as he gets stood up by Alexander, or McAlpine. Watson down low, picked up now by Vanderzon. Vanderzon tries to get a lead pass to Duarte, just out of reach of his stick. Back the other way, Ballantine. He's got a full head of steam. He's coming down the left wing side, tries to make a move, cuts inside. Nice save by Barry as he almost gets out front. Another penalty coming to the Stars. Great hustle continues to be the name of the game for the Nationals as they draw another penalty by continuing to move their feet. And you just see some great work again by Ballantine, but Thomas Monroe keeps moving his stick, stick underneath his skates, down he goes. 2-minute power play for Triple.
Yeah, once again, the Stars are not able to keep up with the National speed. And the Stars are a very physical team. We've seen this in the games before, and it's ended up hurting them at the end.
Puck sent up to the blue line. McGowan can't quite handle it as the Nationals will have to regroup. Burge. Nice patience. Back to McGowan. McGowan overskates it. Stolen by McNair, and he'll just throw it, or by Snedden, and he'll just throw it all the way down. McGowan behind his own net. Breakout pass to across the blue line. McGowan gets held up, throws it off to an open wing. Julian comes over and picks it up. Julian down low to Wood.
Cooper gets 2 minutes for tripping. That's a penalty, 4:53.
Wood doubles back. Out of the blue line to Burridge. Over to McGowan. Back over to Wood. Wood catches it in his feet. And nice play by McNair as that will go down the length of the ice. Lead pass for Wood as he'll bring it across the blue line. He holds up. He gets knocked down by Bonk. Tries to put it into the corner. Still gets it out by Bonk. Now over to Burridge. Burridge, lead pass, over to Wood again. Wood dumps it down to the corner. Bauer's going to get there. It'll be played up, gets through the half ball, and kept in by the Nationals. Julian bounces off the boards to Burridge. Now to McGowan. Down low again to Wood. Nationals trying to set up. You see Bauer heading right to the slot area. Burridge's pass intended for Bowers is a little too far out in front of him. McGowan taking it a little too easy on it as he's going to get pressured quickly. Phillips right on top of him, just ends up throwing it behind his own net. Here come the Nationals the other way. Nichols, full head of steam, drops it for French. French walks in, toe drag, puts it on net. Roberts with a nice save. Puck gets sent down into the Nationals territory once again. Lead pass from Monroe. Penalty is over. Out comes Cooper. Chard gets a stick on it, gets it back out, and it ends up on the Nationals bench. We'll have a face-off just outside of the Nationals zone.
The Nationals have a very offensive power play. They have 4 forwards out there, and McGowan being the only defender out there. And I think it works really well for them in terms of getting the speed, getting the more shots on net. Again, with them having an offensive defenseman, they've stayed fairly disciplined this game and not allowed too many shots on Barry.
Absolutely, the Nationals done a great job at minimizing any chance. Torrealba, he tries to get over to Chard. Picked up now by Mazza. Mazza, good work as he muscles off Bowers. Mazza walks in, tries to split the D, gets taken down by Pacerov. Mazza throws it out front. Now on another stick, takes the shot by Amaral. That one just whistles wide. Mazza keeps it at the blue line. Tries to throw it down to the corner. Chard will pick it up. Tries to double back. Ends up getting hit on the play. Picked up now by Torrealba. Torrealba, lead pass over to Monroe. Monroe works his way around. Gets in behind the net. We're going to see a penalty coming here, slashing all the way back in the Nationals territory. So it'll be Pace Roth heading to the box for slashing. As Monroe, kind of a little confused when he heard the whistle, as he thought he was all alone in his own zone. As you can see here, just a play all the way back behind the net. Yeah, just that extra little chop there by Pace Roth. That's not what you really want to see, especially when you're 200 feet away from the puck.
Yeah, exactly. The London Nationals have been good at staying disciplined so far. I mean, it's hard not to let it get to you when St. Thomas is such a physical team.
Right down low. That Stars try to get it past right out front. Goes through the slot, no one there to get a stick on. Stolen back by the Stars. Played by Snedden. Back to the blue line. Thrown down low by Alexander. Now Hoban. Back to the blue line. Bonk. Hoban. Goes to the point, splits the D. Bonk's going to be right on top of that. He has Burge on top of him. Bonk has to be smart here. He's managed to muscle off Burge. Burge continues to hustle on him. The two continue to go toe for toe the entire length of the ice. Burge will try to pick it up in the corner. Stars get some support down low. Try to come away with the puck. Try the wraparound attempt. Great defensive work. More slashing back and forth, and we see a few extracurriculars coming here. No penalties on the play. The linesmen just trying to get the game moving. Back the other way come the Stars. Roberts across the blue line, loses the puck right at the blue line. The Nationals will try to break it out. Amaral puts it in, but it will quickly clear out of the zone. Alexander takes a long shot. That one bounces awkwardly past Barry and off the back of the net. Nichols throws a cross-ice pass just out of the reach of Sanofi. Ballantine will bring it in. Nice poke check play by Heggie. Heggie getting back into it again. Sanofi down on the play, trying to get the puck out. Great hustle as the Nationals collect the puck. 10 seconds left in the penalty to Pace Roth. Walking in, big slap shot from McGowan. He need to cross the blue line, just tease it up. Out of the box comes Pace Roth. Nationals penalty kills continues to be a little overwhelming for the Stars power play so far. Nationals try to clear the puck in, be high sticking on the play there, and the play will be whistled dead.
Both teams playing very smart hockey tonight. We don't see them giving up the puck too much as we did in the first period, which is a good sign. Puck possession and puck control are a big deal, especially on the penalty kill and on the power play.
Face-off now in Stars territory. 10 minutes left here in the third. Still 4-1 is your score in favor of the Nationals. All the way down into the Nationals territory. And sent all the way back to the Stars. Ballantine. Now over to Watson. Watson just dump and chase. Behind the net. Played by the Nationals over to French. French across the blue line. Nice little move. French walks in. He takes a shot. Roberts makes the save. Vanderzon. Down low. Battling with two other Stars. French in there to support. French will get it on his stick. Tries to throw it back to Vanderzon. Comes out to Vanderzon. Vanderzon walks out, takes the shot. That goes off the leg of Ballantine. Back the other way comes Joseph. He'll just cross the red line and dump it in. Played by Monroe. Leaves it for French. French. Now back to Monroe again. Bounce that puck off the skate of French. Walking in. Nice pass, backhand pass right out front. Empty net chance. Barry's down, still loose puck, and somehow stays out. Stars can't get anything lucky going for him. Puck luck right now. As another penalty coming here to the Nationals. Another glove save by Barry as he just robs the Stars forwards.
That was a phenomenal glove save, and There was a bit of a scramble in front of the net earlier, which was tough. It's tough to see those loose pucks and everyone scrambling all over the place trying to figure out where they were. It was a nice wraparound from the St. Thomas player there to generate those opportunities and find some shooting lanes. Looks like London's going into the penalty kill here.
It's the Owen McGowan again heading to the box. It's a lot of Nationals D has been in the box so far tonight. As the Stars get yet another attempt on the power play here. They need to get something going here. Just 8:30 left here in the game. Still down 4-1. And shots 29-19 in favor of the Nationals. Lead pass comes for the Stars. They'll dump and chase. Right by Heggie. Bounced off a stanchion. Goes over to Chard. Chard gets a nice easy clear by that lucky bounce.
Nice boy.
Tyler Roberts comes out to play it. Burridge in to be the aggressor. Bonk tries to clear the zone and will. Get some more pressure on top of him. Tristan Roberts tries to get it across the blue line and will. He gets hit down and the puck will be cleared all the way in to the Stars territory. Nationals going to change some of their penalty killers. Picked up now by Oliver Bonk. Breakout pass for Bonk. Cross pass, brings it across the blue line. Emerald, he gets knocked down, sent all the way back into the Stars territory again. Over a minute gone over the power play already.
If we can see here, the Stars, you can tell they like to leave that high man up by the blue line to hopefully get a pass up there and give them that advantage.
Across the blue line, huge hit by Sandovi again, this time on Hubin. Roberts down low, throws it behind the net. Another penalty coming, this time to Noah Arsenault. Back to the blue line, Gert down low again, takes that shot. Barry managed to get it, just enough for the whistle to go. Arsenault 2 minutes for tripping, and the Stars will have a 20-second 5-on-3.
The refs are not letting too much go here for the Nationals in the third period.
Stars need to start capitalizing on these opportunities, though. Nationals are giving them that door, just let it open just a little bit. The Stars can like stick their foot in there. They might be able to get in this game, but they need to get something generated sooner rather than later.
This is a very ideal situation for the St. Thomas Stars. Just over 6 minutes left here in the third period, and they have a 5-on-3.
Nationals, great job winning that faceoff, almost killing the entirety of that 5-on-3. Only 6 seconds left until McGowan's back on the ice, and they'll clear it down the length of the ice again. So the Stars just get the puck over the blue line once, and not even a shot on net with the 5-on-3. Still a minute and a half to go of the power play, though, on the triple called Arsenal. Ballantine, cross ice pass. Tries to do the lead pass down low. Monroe will pick it up. He'll try to clear the zone, just throws it. Whistles it onto the Nationals net. And almost takes out some of the coaching staff.
Already down one head coach. We don't need any more down, that's for sure.
Another face-off in Nationals territory to the right side of Aidenberry. Back to the blue line, won by the Stars. Over to Alexander, back to Roberts, down low. Alexander now on the far side. Roberts right out front, tries to get the shot off, gets it off, but McNair doesn't get enough of it. Back to Bonk. Bonk, Alexander takes the one-time shot, nice block. That one looked like it stung. It just clears the zone. Great sacrifice play by Monroe. As he heads off. Here comes Amaral. Amaral across the blue line, gets held up by Pace Rock. Burge gets a piece of the puck, tries to backhand it out of the zone, stopped by Alexander. Sent down low again. Banked off the boards to Alexander. Cross ice pass over to Bonk. Bonk looking for that open seam. Back to Alexander again. He takes that shot on. Loose puck down low. Still can't get the opening chance to get that rebound. Amaral behind the net. Alexander's the first one there. Back out front. Stopped by the Nationals, still loose puck. Barry's down and out, still can't get a shot through. Barry has no stick now. Power play is over. Arsenault's back on the ice. Another shot from the point. Barry's still down. He got another penalty coming here, this time to the Stars.
We're just seeing penalties on penalties. And Barry, that was a phenomenal save he just made there. Just getting his leg up there, just high enough to block the puck.
We're seeing the one thing to be aware of. The refs really trying to stop, get this game under control. We said this off the top right before game one. This is a rivalry game. London and St. Thomas do have a history of not liking each other, and you can see that starts to build. And we saw it coming into the later parts of game one, and then we didn't see it much in the first two periods, but we're seeing it build more and more now as we get later part of game three here. And I would not be surprised if we were going to see it again tomorrow night in St. Thomas or Wednesday night back here in London. Pacer off, will leave the puck. Over to Munro. Now to Chart. Across the blue line, Lucas Chart tries to split the D and does, but can't quite get the shot off. Nice little nifty work there by Chart to get into a great scoring opportunity, but just can't pull the trigger. Monroe, cross-ice pass, beautiful shot. That one just flies through the crease, but can't find the back of the net. Chard back to the blue line. Nice job by Monroe to hold the line. Chard again, cross-ice pass, had Pace Roth coming down, but couldn't quite capitalize. Back out front again, another big shot by Vanderzalm.
The Nationals are just firing everything that they get right at Roberts.
Vanderzalm teased that one up. That was a wild shot. We don't see much of Vanderzalm on the power play that often, but if he starts shooting the puck more like that, I would not be surprised if he gets more opportunities. So Nationals bringing out the big guns now, going back to that top line and top power play unit.
Game 5, bring back here to Western Sports Center on Wednesday, April 13th.
Face off just outside of the Stars territory. 1:10 left in the power play. Face off one cleanly by the Stars. Picked up by Ballantine. He'll just clear it down the length of the ice. Barry will come out and play it. McGowan. Lead pass. Picked up now. He brought across the blue line by Duarte. Duarte hit hard into the boards. Picked up now by Burridge. Burridge over Duarte, right out front. Can't get a stick on it. Picked up again out front. Down low, Duarte gets a piece of it, but can't bury. Duarte over to Wood. Wood back to the blue line to McGowan. Now over to Burridge. Over to Wood. Wood walks in, fires. That one hits a body up front. Burridge again, cross ice. That gets picked off by McNair. Back the other way. Snedden walks in, takes a shot. That goes off a leg. McNair again tries to get a hold of it. Picked up now by the Nationals again. McGowan brings it down across the blue line. Dumps it down low. Bog tries to throw it around. Gets over to Mazza. Mazza can't clear the zone. Back to Bonk again behind the net. Nationals changing out their power plays. The power play is over. Across the blue line comes Mazza. Tries to put it out front. Nice defensive work by Julian. Loose puck down low. Will get cleared into neutral zone. Torrey Alba tries to get a stick on it. His attempt gets stopped. Back the other way comes Roberts. Roberts across the blue line. He gets stopped as he tries to break through the D. Catrice, long shot from the blue line. That hits a few bodies out front. Back down to the corner. Julian throwing the body again. Amaral tries to get a hold of it. It's tipped off his stick. Gets to the half wall. Mazza will keep it in the offensive zone. Back down to Amaral. Amaral takes a shot from a sharp angle. Barry awkwardly grabs it, but hangs on.
We have just under 2 minutes here left in the third period. And St. Thomas, you can tell they're just giving it all they got, putting every single puck on Barry. And Barry's doing a phenomenal job of of not letting St. Thomas get any shots in his net, which is a tough thing to do as a goalie, especially if you haven't had a lot of shots recently, which the shots now are 30-23 for the Nationals.
Taking a minute here as it looks like a bit of a equipment malfunction here for Aiden Berry. Looks like he's all right and will stay in the game. Looks like something may have happened with the string on his pad, but nevertheless will stay in the game. Watson back to Ballantine. Ballantine walks in, takes another shot. That one goes off a body and just goes wide. Pick up the puck, bring it out. Pass intended for Girth. He'll pick it up behind his own net. And over to Ballantine. Ballantine floats that one into neutral ice. Arsenault will pick it up. Nice lead pass for Beaupre. Just out of his reach. Now bouncing puck goes off a leg. Back the other way come the Stars. Across the blue line is Joseph. Stolen back by Beaupre. Now to Bunker. Bunker off the wall. Gets it over to Sandovi. Sandovi just cycles back. Looks for an opening. He's going to go for a skate. Nice little pass over to Pace Roth. Pace Roth across the blue line. Takes a shot at a sharp angle. Blockered away by Roberts. Pressure continues by French. Puck gets rimmed around the boards, get into neutral ice. Stolen by Monroe. Monroe across the blue line. He's got French with him. Monroe walks in, takes the shot. That one goes off a stick. Monroe again, still trying to maintain possession. Now finally being picked up by McNair. McNair, lead pass. Here comes Phillips. Phillips down the right wing side. He gets taken down, and he goes hard into the boards. And it looks like he could be hurt on the play. Trainer out on the ice already.
Coming in with that.
Some more rough stuff happening on the sidewall.
Coming in with that speed all the way down the ice and then being hit into the boards cannot feel good.
We'll take a look at what happened here. As you can see, Phillips goes down in a hard tussle there with Vanderzalm and just goes up and just catches his head going back quickly on the end there. Still down. Looks like he's back on his knees at least. Back to his feet. Saw that during that whole thing, Vanderzalm basically was standing beside him until he went off for a change. But yeah, you never want to see a player go down on a play. It looks like Phillips was going to be all right as he skates off. Still just 6.8 seconds left here in the game. Nationals are going to take a 2-1 series lead here as we will head back to St. Thomas tomorrow night for Game 4 action. And then back here Wednesday night for Game 5 in what could be a do-or-die game for the Stars, depending on who picks up the big win tomorrow night. Face-off win, scrummed again, ends up on the stick of the Nationals. And with time winding down, that will do it as the Nationals take that 2-1 series lead off a huge offensive explosion in the second period. Celebrations all around for the Nationals as we'll be back with the Paul Duarte and Associates Nationals postgame show in just a minute.
And he can lift anything at all. He's that strong.
Joe Schuster, will you stop it or you'll miss your train? Now help me find number 5.
Strong, but by day he's a mild-mannered reporter. Glasses, a secret identity.
Honestly, you Canadian kids.
He'd be in this cape.
A what?
A cape, wearing these blue tights.
A hero in tights, really. Here it is.
Listen, Lois, this guy is faster than anything, I swear.
If you're not fast, you're gonna miss your train.
That's it. A bullet. He's faster. No, he's faster than a speeding bullet.
Come on, get on it. No one's gonna read a comic strip about a strong man in tights, Joe. It'll never fly.
Fly, no. But he can leap over tall buildings. Oh, wow, yeah.
See what your cousin Frank says in Toronto.
Wait, Lois. I've got something for you. Here, take it. It's a gift. You never know. It might be worth something someday. Is he great or what?
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Welcome to the Paul Duarte and Associates Nationals post-game show. Nationals win 4-1 over the St. Thomas Stars to take a 2-1 series lead here in the best-of-7 Western Conference quarterfinals in a explosive game for the Nationals as they finally come alive offensively when the big guns came out to play in this contest. Not too surprised there. You knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
Yes, we did. And Shard tonight was a force to be reckoned with. He led the Nationals with 3 of their goals tonight, played phenomenally, and gave the Nationals that little pickup that they needed.
And you can see right off the bat, Stars come out. Right off the bat, you thought it could have been one of those games. Stars scored on the very first shot they had on net on that breakaway attempt. The Nationals tied up at the end of the first, but then the second period happened, and just within the first 5 minutes, bang, bang, Shard, 2 goals to make it a hat trick, and just right place, right time, as we said. And then that third goal, Jeff Burge at the end of the second walks in and just checks the clock, sees how much time he has, rips it home. Beautiful work by Chard. You see Roberts, his second of the playoffs. Chard, his first shorthanded from Burge and Arsenault. And then in the second, Chard again, and then Chard a third time from Burge and McGowan, and then Burge his first. So Burge and Chard both 3 goals on the night as the offensive explosion from the 2 most offensive-minded players on the team come into play. Both the Stars, however, they looked like they were having a solid first period. What happened in the second? What went wrong?
I think London just kept up their speed. They kept up their points that they were getting, and it just got to the Stars and it shut them down. And they weren't able to, and then they just had to resort to penalties. And the penalties ended up hurting them in the end, with Shard scoring on a power play for the Nationals.
Absolutely. We'll take a look at our 3 stars of tonight's contest. Not surprising. All 3 London Nationals. The big goal scorer, Lucas Chard, the big assists from Jeff Burge, and the big hits from Braden Sanavy. And not too surprising that all 3 of those guys for the Nationals came up. They were clearly the best players on the ice for all 60 minutes. And pretty straightforward by the books win for the Nationals overall. Nothing really you could complain about. Lucas Chard is the highlight, though. He didn't play game 1 and has had a big impact here. Beautiful goal right off the bat, and then just right place, right time, as we said, throughout the second goal.
Yeah, he's been a great guy leading for the team. Him on the ice, you can just tell the whole team's morale goes up, and he's a team leader for sure, as well as Burge being the captain of the team. Putting those points on the board for your team is a huge game changer.
And then between the pipes, Aiden Barry didn't have too much of a workload, but really stood tall when he needed it, when he had to be called upon. Really impressive work effort he had tonight, and just keep it simple. That's all he needed to do, and that's what he did. Only the 1 goal on that first shot of the game from him. After that, it was 22 straight saves for him, and a pretty impressive effort tonight.
I would agree. I also want to say that the London defense, they played very disciplined tonight. They're usually an offensive defenseman, which we saw a little bit of, but more so disciplined tonight and protecting Barry, and that's why I think they were majority successful tonight.
The other end of the ice, Nationals put a lot of pucks on net. Roberts had to come up big a lot of times for the Stars. Nationals offense came out big when they needed to, but it could have been a lot more one-sided if it wasn't for Roberts during this game.
He's been a great job for the Stars, filling in for Wilmore. The Stars can rely on him, and they might be relying on him a little bit too much, and I think that's where the Nationals are capitalizing. They're learning him as a goaltender and finding his weak spots.
And yeah, absolutely fantastic effort by him again. He was pretty much Herculean in that first effort for them, and then unfortunately, they just couldn't get that extra boost offensively last night, and then just the offense dried up tonight. So they're going to need a bounce back from him tomorrow night, and tomorrow night's going to be a real test of depth because it'll be game 3 and third game in 3 nights. Now taking a look at our out-of-town scoreboards for the rest of the Western Conference, and the big shocker here, the Kamoka Kings up 7-1 over the Chatham Maroons, tying that series. That's a 3 versus 6 matchup. Kamoka, we know, is not a pushover of a team. They really pushed the Nationals hard in the last few weeks of the season. And to see them come out and just storm by the Maroons like that, that's surprising. And then in the other game there, you see Leamington Flyers up 3-1 over the Strathroy Rockets right now. Strathroy putting up a fight, but you know that Leamington Flyers team is very strong, and not too surprising. They have a great chance of taking a 2-0 series lead in that contest. Still a lot of hockey to be played here. Only 2 games down in both of these series. They don't have the benefits of playing the 4 games in 5 nights that we do here at in this contest. Going forward to tomorrow night, as we said, 4 games in 5 nights. And what's going to be the key to both teams trying to keep up the energy and the level of play that you need to do to win, especially when you're going to be really tired going into tomorrow night's game?
Yeah, it's going to be up to the training that both teams have done throughout the season, and this is what it comes down to. This is what you've trained for all season, and like we said, anything can happen in the playoffs. It's really anybody's game, so whatever team is going to come the most prepared, the most rested, had the best breakfast that morning, that's the team that's going to be successful.
Now, I think another thing that's going to be a big key for that game is the Nationals did a great job being physical throughout the first 2 periods, a lot by Braden Sanavy, and I think that may be a wear down as well. You're constantly getting hit every time you're on the ice, and that takes a big toll on your team physically and mentally as well. And you can see these are big hits by Sanavy throughout the entire game, and something like that's going to take its toll as the series wears on. So even if it does go past Wednesday night to a game 6 or even a game 7, that's going to be a really tough on a player to just bounce back from plays like that.
Yeah, and it's got to hurt your feelings a little bit when you get beat on the ice. The London Nationals have been winning the battles, and it's been showing on the scoreboard. And I think St. Thomas has been getting wear down throughout the periods. It was even evident. You could tell their level of play from when they scored that first goal in the first period. They've just been on a downhill spiral, and London went uphill, and every goal that they scored, they continued to pick up their pace.
Now, do you think that wear down as well is also leading to all these penalties that we're seeing? The Stars ended up in a box a lot throughout that second period and into the third. Same with the Nationals to the lesser extent throughout the third period, but at least the Nationals were able to capitalize on more of their opportunities.
Yeah, it's just the laziness. St. Thomas doesn't have the speed or the conditioning that London does. They don't have the depth to their team, so that's why they're having to result in those penalties like tripping and slashing, which isn't good for them at the end of the day.
Now, looking forward to tomorrow night's game. Nationals, once again, up 2-1 in the series. What do you do anything different going into tomorrow night, or do you just try to replicate exactly what you did tonight?
I think you have to replicate what you did tonight. The most important thing would to be keep up the morale, keep up the good spirits. Don't give up anything, though. You know how we saw in Wednesday's night game. They went into the game overly confident, so they have to make sure, stick to the basics, and do what they know. Do
you bring Dave Mastos back on the bench? That's the question. You won without him there.
Tony did a good job tonight, so hopefully I think he'll be back on the bench. He'll be feeling a little bit better, and they can move forward from there.
On the other side, Stars losing 4-1 here. Now they'll drop back-to-back games. What do you change to try to get your efforts going back in Game 4?
I think the Stars have to go into the game. They have a great depth of the team. They tend to roll their lines, which works for them well. I think that they have to pick up their speed, pick up their conditioning if they can, and try not to result to those penalties, because Shard scored on them, and then it would have been a 3-1 lead, and like I said, the most dangerous lead in hockey is a 2-goal lead, and it would have put London back on their toes.
Now, once again, looking forward, Game 4 tomorrow night in St. Thomas, but Game 5 could be a do-or-die situation for the Stars, and it will be Wednesday night here at the Western Fair Sports Center, 7 o'clock online, and we'll be on TV afterwards as the Nationals take on the Stars once again. As for us, thank you everybody so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
TP fans, we are back for season 3. This is the premiere of Off the Puck Hockey on the FHN network. I'm your host, Tyler Fines, and you can catch Off the Puck on Rogers TV, channel 20, every Saturday night. New episodes going to be going up starting probably next week. We're really excited to get back on the air. You can view our live recordings on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all those streaming sites. Just follow at Off the Puck Hockey for dates and times. And again, we are a proud partner of our West Coast